Amazon?
Is she dead?
No, I'm
I
here.
think-
She might have gone to the bathroom.
No, I'm right here.
Okay, that's fine.
I have 1,000 ball bearings on me.
I have a bunch of.
Can't believe you have
dragon
1,000 balls on you.
Yep, I'm still right here.
I
Oh,
take from
just
one,
kidding, she's
I
alive.
take one from every victim.
Okay.
I like how my 120 caltrops weigh more than my 1,000 ball bearings.
Oy vey.
By like they weigh 10 pounds more, and I don't understand how. They're like roughly the same size.
All right. Oh, that's right. I have to get this up too. I switched phones like a few days ago, so I have notes on one phone, other notes on another phone. Have fun.
Like straight up, like you got a new phone.
Yeah, 1 + 12.
There you go.
Yeah, that's nice. That was a weekend project. Okay. Are we set?
Yes.
I'm good to go.
All right.
Yeah.
Start your recording, Amazon.
Yep, we're recording.
Cool. So to properly kick this off, I have a special link for everyone to follow.
Ooh.
Click that fucker, join it, and set that bad boy to full screen, please. You should be just seeing a black screen. It is literally supposed to be a black screen right now. And that
Pick a
is
name. Oh,
I tried to pick a name and then it didn't let me pick a name. How do you set it to full screen?
So there's a little gear wheel, and then there's
Yeah.
full screen. Just full screen.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, that's 27 minutes. I thought that was like 24 hours.
Face reveal, black screen guy. What?
Uh-huh.
24 hours of pure black screen in HD.
That's right. I wanted to give you guys the authentic feeling of the void.
Thank you.
All right. Is everyone good?
Yes.
Mhm.
Good to go.
Essentially.
Everyone's got that beautiful void in front of them?
Yep.
Yep.
Great. That means we can officially begin properly. There was a time where we once walked the earth, full of ambition and wonder. A time where magical aura danced high above our heads, as we pried at the brilliant stone beneath our feet. We shared this beautiful world with life of limitless variation, as we learned from one another. The world we built was incredible, and we alone were its rightful rulers. Because Helios responds to humanity alone. No other creature possesses this mastery. Helios is our birthright. At least, it was. And then our world changed forever. We simply called them angels. What those terrible beings actually were didn't matter. What did matter was their resentment for the connection to Helios we possessed. We had the potential to influence the planet. They had the potential to influence the hearts and minds of all other creatures in our world. We had scarcely begun to tap into our abilities, but they were masters of theirs. And one day, over a century ago, 5 of humanity's brightest minds pried at a radiant seal. The turning of its mechanism was the turning point of history. Overnight, the angels cast their influence upon the world, and the blood of humanity ran our rivers red. Their only goal was to ensure our reach for power ended right then and there, by ensuring every human drew their last breath, and they damn well nearly succeeded. Handfuls of survivors of the genocide from civilizations of all kinds congregated in a ring-crested valley in the protective aura of a radiant pillar. Somehow, this miracle became their sole reason for survival. And so, walls were raised around it, while a benevolent voice selectively began influencing the people of this risen final kingdom. The newly dawned Kingdom of Highshire, the last bastion of humanity. It followed the guidance of this new god, holding her word as absolute authority and revering her name, Zula. And so, for a century's time, it passed as humanity hid behind their walls under the protective light of this pillar, while Zula instructed their way of life. Only a handful of individuals at any given time were directly chosen by Zula to hear her voice, serving as authority to carry her words during this time of uneasy peace. But inexplicably, a day came where everyone heard a scream of anguish in their heads. A warning of ill omen soon followed to the chosen, describing impending doom. But before Zula's chosen had time to address this, the sky spoke on its own behalf. A falling star of cosmic proportions descended to Helios, whitening the night sky and bringing chaos along with it. The aura of Helios erupted into disarray, and the creatures lurking beyond Highshire began assaulting its walls with relentless force. Time only proved to further seal humanity's fate. It seems impending doom was certain. Understanding answers only reside beyond the walls, in lands where men no longer tread. Highshire assembled its most capable to venture into the world they long abandoned. These brave groups of adventurers were the newly knighted cartographers. Accepting their suicide mission, countless cartographer patrols set out in all manner of directions to find anything they could to alter humanity's fate. Their directives varied greatly, but one particular patrol accepted a most unusual objective. Cartographer Patrol 26 was tasked with investigating the existence of a folkloric prophet referred to as a startographer. Shortly after they set out on their mission, visions of the future were fatefully burned into their heads through mysterious means. This ultimately led them to their goal, Startographer Magnus. Understanding the gravity of their mission, Magnus bestowed upon them the wondrous Cartographer Core, emphasizing this object was the key to their survival. But their mission had just scarcely begun, as Magnus was not the only Startographer. He was but the first of 5, and Patrol 26 needed to find each to stand any chance to save humanity. And so, having their path set before them, and under the wisdom of their guiding Inquisitor Akoda, Patrol 26 set out into the world to find these legendary Startographers. Time passed, and through test, trial, and bloodshed, the cartographers came before Startographer Siratov, who spoke of the angels who cast the world into what it had become, and why. He then augmented the Cartographer Core, and then he told of a radiant seal holding the key to their triumph, and to the unspoken truth of their alleged god, Zula. But before 26 could step any further, hell had finally come to Highshire's doorstep. The cartographers had run out of time. Invaders rained from the sky, manifesting humanoid forms, laying siege to the kingdom. Their assault spearheaded by a monolithic heliostone colossus, the Heliosic Praetor of Change. Tried as they might have, Highshire fell. 6 months passed, and Patrol 26 finally awakened to the aid of a mysterious outlander Idravok, who apparently saved them that day from the siege. Back on their feet, Patrol 26 learned their people had splintered across the lands, struggling to survive, as the greater world around them steadily worsened. Now determined to both save their people and reclaim their home, they set out again to find their next Startographer. And so they did. reassembling a fractured soul cast into the hells, Startographer Genesis reformed, gifting 26 with the Seal Breaker, capable of opening this prophesied seal of power that they had set out to find. It was a short search, however. Genesis then directed them back towards their own kingdom, to the Radiant Pillar, where the seal they sought all this time resided under that pillar from the very beginning. And so, Highshire began planning its reclamation. Many came together and discussed an approach to Patrol 26's direction. Inquisitor Akoda and many of Zula's chosen organized a strategy. Having gotten to know their invaders, they had seemingly these human-controlled manifestations, and they heralded a name: the Auroran Dawn. But before night's end, 26 unveiled a terrible revelation. The mysterious Idravok, who had allegedly saved them that day, had rather abducted them. He was not the man he appeared to be. He was something worse, a Heliosic angel. Shaken by this, humanity now understood just how close their enemies were, and what may yet lay even closer. The sun rose, and the warpath marched. The might of Highshire spearheaded the kingdom. The southern lands of their former kingdom was the battlegrounds of most of this force, while Patrol 26 had a small security detail and entered from the north, pillar-bound. And for all that, despite their exceptionally low profile, something intercepted them, as if sensing their presence well in advance. This unique, golden-trailed avatar ripped the cartographer core from their hands, and a fight erupted. Multiple battles broke out, as 26 fought off their aggressors and eventually pierced the impenetrable veil protecting the pillar. All-out war erupted between the remaining forces of Highshire and the Auroran Dawn. Their most desperate hour was arriving. 26 beelines from the pillar. But before entry could be made, an elite within 26's own security detail suddenly stood before them. Idravok had infiltrated their group and attacked, spreading multiple glowing wings. 26's allies quickly acted, giving the cartographers the chance that they so desperately needed to get inside. Once inside, they descended and stood before the Great Seal that offered so much just beneath its mechanism. This seal proved no match to the seal breaker they wielded. And these heroes walked across, while Inquisitor Akoda stood at their side. And then it opened. But shortly after, time froze. Dread ran through their veins. All the effort in the world brought them to this very moment. But it wasn't the Startographers who guided them here. Something worse orchestrated these events, and it was standing next to them. Its name is Akoda Zularalith, Angel of Death, hierarchical precipice of the Heliosic Angels. Just as humanity's heroes tapped the potential of a god, there it loomed, ready to stake its claim. Its design finally realized. Humanity successfully exploited to gain a power it could never retain on its own. But as it reached into radiant omnipotence, the cartographers did as well. And so the angel was barred from taking this power in full. And then they all fell into Helios. And now, here we have arrived. What happens next is more than just the forging of legends. This is something beyond just one tale among countless cast across the Forgotten Realms. If this is but only one thing above all else, this story is yours.
Is this real? The fear I feel when the noise starts dying down. Is it true that there's a place for you when the sun burns out? Don't you fear that it's too late to turn the tide? These machines were never built to make things right.
Never fail to disappoint, sir.
That was fantastic.
I need
You guys
to go
need a
back
second
and
after
figure-
that?
I need to go back and try to figure out which character was me standing around with them.
All right. Go ahead and hop off of that and switch back over to Foundry proper, please.
Doing so. Right, good on my end.
Sweet. You officially bring life back into this world left devoid for so long. There we are. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and roll myself a dice. We'll do that. And this. Nice. Ah, all right, fantastic. Dagny Silverhide.
Yes.
The images are still whirling in your head. It all just happened so fast. Here you are. You are about to reclaim your kingdom and bring so much that was promised. And then the grinding of that seal opening, the angel of death rising above you, and the flurry of these sword-like ribbons accosting not only you, but your friends as well. It wasn't supposed to go like this. But you felt the power of a god coursing through your chest, through your veins. And then you fell into it. And for a time, maybe it was only just a split second, maybe it was eternity. Who's to say? There's only one thing that you felt within that instance. You felt an omnipotence, as if you were a giant celestial mass for which life had depended on you from the very beginning. But this feeling only lasted so long before haunting images of the angel of death and an untimely demise in the distant future, a purple haze all swirling to a point, and then your eyes shoot open, staring upwards at a blinding sky flashing with this strange energy. You're lying on your back and can feel hard gravel against you. And your heart is pounding and there's an intense burning on your chest. How long you've been on this ground is not apparent, but you're not where you once were. But you're awake and in your right mind. And there's a burning pain that's also on your cheek. You can feel a warm trickle going down your face, blood. But you're able to move.
Just goes ahead and sits up and trying to shield her eyes from as much of the light as possible, look around and see if she sees her companions.
Roll perception.
It's a dirty 20.
You take a look around and you're trying to make sense of everything. Given your heightened state, it's a bit difficult, but you look to yourself, quickly inspecting for injuries, to find that your skin is glowing a radiant golden color and giving off this almost looks like sunbeams. It's slowly receding, but it's most intense in your chest, where you can feel a burning. And looking around, you can see that this turbulence, this flashing overhead, you can see that there's turbulent clouds, dust, dirt, and it's all being carried by this intense, violent aura. You've never seen aura act like this. It's usually more elegant than this, but it's just so violent and turbulent, and if you didn't know any better, you would swear it looks like a giant spell actively being cast overhead. But all you can see in front of you is a tree line and some ruined buildings up ahead, as well as a few puddles here and there. And walking by one of these puddles, you happen to look down, and between the ripples of the wind, you look into this puddle to see yourself. And you find that your appearance has changed a little bit given your encounter. That gash is in the side of your cheek, and it is still actively bleeding right now.
Yeah, she'll just, she's actually gonna put a pin on that. Definitely holding on to this image right now for later when she finds some shelter, and, is gonna start heading towards the ruined buildings, keeping an eye out for her companions as she moves.
You do so. And stepping into these ruins, it's definitely been abandoned for some time. You can see moss growing well over these stone bricks that once composed these buildings that are now hardly anything at all. And it's a series of small houses, so it appears. Anything of use appears to have been long lost. With this aura, it almost seems like your eyes are playing tricks on you. You can see a turbulent sky violently twisting, almost as if illusionary magic is attempting to manifest in some way. It's very unusual. You would scour these ruins for several minutes, and eventually you do come across what looks like a glowing light. Not from above, but grounded within the ruins. And so you follow it. And before long, you do see in clearer detail as you close the distance, this light is human-shaped. It's slumped against one of these ruined building walls. You can see that whoever this is, they took a hard impact. And getting even closer, you can make out details. You remember this person. They're one of you.
He's not.
Nadira! Just rush over to her. Nadira! Nadira!
Nadira, you hear a muffled voice in your daze. Your head is spinning, and you too feel a burning in your chest. But slowly, with every passing repetition of your voice, your surroundings become more and more tangible until you are staring at a familiar, glowing face yourself as you properly awaken.
Golden God, I'm a golden. What?
Nadira, it's me.
Your hair. What?
She kind of touches it in her face and is like, just has her hand up and like she doesn't know, and then she just hugs you like really tight.
Okay, this is great and all, but what, why, where, why, what?
I don't know. We're in some sort of auric storm. We have to try and find everyone and get to shelter.
Yeah, it sounds like a great idea. And I lean very heavily on her while trying to stand up.
Come on.
You can feel an aching in your knees. And you move. Your skin feels a bit off. You look and you can see the recession of golden scales that are transmuting into skin. There's still this glowing just beneath the surface. These radiant golden rays are coming off of you, slowly receding at the fingertips and extremities, but still as bright as ever at the chest. But after a while, you do get your sea legs and can move.
Okay, where have you looked already? What direction did you come from?
Just past the ruins over there.
Do the ruins look at all familiar to places we've seen before?
You may roll history to try to recognize any architecture.
This isn't gonna go well. Woo!
Holy dog shit.
Luckily, you've taken a course or two of this sort of thing in college, and you would have a pretty decent understanding of familiar territory, especially within Highshire. And you look at the window panes, the type of stone used, and the techniques for these bricks, and this is not architecture you've ever seen before.
This place isn't safe. We need to go. And I'm gonna just like hold on to her hand and then walk in the direction that she hasn't gone.
Yeah, she's
Continuing
holding
to
your
through.
hand tightly.
All right. So you're off in a new direction, looking for companions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Further on you go. Some time would pass, and going off of the previous perception roll, which was pretty good, you would spend some time hopping from these ruins. You look high and low through them, but find no faces whatsoever, let alone a friendly, familiar one. You decide to check some of the tree line, and just going off of passive nature, let me take a look here. Nadira, these trees are a bit anomalous to you. They have a resonation with this aura, even aura as extreme as this. You're not sure if this is a new development given the turbulent state of the world or not, but new all the same. But something would catch both of your attention, something that stands out a little bit among the grass. Something is smoking. There's a bit of smoke that's coming off of it, as if something small is burning. And closing the distance, you find a cigar.
Scar. Jaxel starts running ahead.
Wait, Dagny!
Dagny would head further towards the actual inside of the forest. And Nadira, you, being a little fixated on these trees, look further up to find roughly 40 feet up on one of these branches is Jaxthol. And you can see that he's a bit stirred, a bit out of it, but you can see he's still breathing.
Jaxthol! And I start like throwing things upwards.
Alright, let me just looking at some of my spell slots here. Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cast fly myself, fly up towards him.
All right, that you do. And easily done. You cast Fly and begin ascending, and you feel yourself almost being tugged on as you close the gap, flying straight up. It's not a physical tug. It's more like the magic that you called upon in order to cast this was shaky. It's a very unusual feeling that you've never quite heard before, but you get to Jaxthal without further issue, and you give him a hearty shake on the shoulder, careful not to send him careening off of this branch. And to Jaxthal, you feel like you are having the worst hangover you ever had. But you have a burning in your chest as if the party's still going. You're a little confused, and you feel a unfamiliar shoulder shrug, and you jolt awake.
Yeah.
You can see the ground 40 feet below you.
Yeah, get off me, old man.
Easy.
Shit.
Any other movement and you'll fall.
Staying still.
Alright. Well, I guess I can at least try to get you down. I'm not the strongest, so you might have to hold on tight to me.
I can't do.
Alright. Try to cling onto him as tight as I can.
Yeah. Grab on tightly and stay close to the trunk. And Jaxthal, you're able to be lowered down and instinctually have a hand to the trunk in case she drops you, and it ends up assisting in the way down. And down you go.
Are you alright? Do you have any injuries?
Yeah, but I don't think they're from any of this bullshit going on.
No. This is something else. We have to be careful with our magic too. I think it feels a little bit shaky when I cast that spell.
So, where? I see only two of you. Where are the others?
We still have to find Aerithal and Cobweb.
Alrighty. Let's get a move on.
Right.
Spread and search.
Yes.
All right. And for those searching, which I imagine is everyone, one more roll of perception.
Damn it.
Nice base roll.
Ooh.
18.
Jaxthal being out of it, you search the ruins that have already been cleared by them unbeknownst to you, and turn up empty, regrettably. As
Shit.
for Dagny, you look along the tree line, curious if there's any more familiar items in the grass, trying to see if there's maybe another friendly face up there, or perhaps in a shrub somewhere. You don't really know at this point. You suppose anything can go. But Nadira, you are a little bit more keen to the forest, and your eyes are able to scan the tree line much faster than the other two, given your affinity for nature, and ultimately determine it's best to look in a different direction. And so you look towards a few rolling hills. And whether you're looking for more shining people or familiar items, it would be a familiar item that presents itself first. And half embedded in the ground, you find this.
Oh shit!
Ooh. That's fun. I
And
pick it up and hold it like I know what I'm doing with it.
it's pretty heavy.
Wasn't that the big little guys?
Cobweb!
I have no idea.
Is there like a trail where he fell, or?
Going off of the perception rolls, all of you would congregate on the iron thrower, and you try your best to find where he may have landed. You can see there's some rough gravel not too far from the iron thrower, suggesting that a possible impact may have occurred here. But the turbulent aura that's shaking up the place has long swept away any footsteps that you would be able to follow. So he was here, likely, but he currently is not.
He's probably searching for us too. Hold on to that for him.
He's probably looking for Aerithal, because then he jump in with him.
He did. Oh God, Aerithal.
Well, we might as well just keep heading forward.
Yeah. Keep calm. Move consistently.
Forward you would go. You continue over these rolling hills, and the better part of 10 minutes passes. This storm is violent and unyielding. You've never really seen conditions like this before. And at random times, the sunlight completely is obfuscated. And in a matter of moments, seconds, it goes from conditions suggesting broad daylight to that of the middle of the night. The sun isn't supposed to set that quickly. But these dark conditions do work to your benefit, as eventually you do see a faint light on the ground some ways away. You close the distance, and just as mysteriously as this nighttime condition appears, it fades. And full daylight is restored once again. You just went from midday to midnight to midday in around 40 seconds worth of time. A bit troubling.
How clear is like the sky with all the smoke and dust? Because I want to see if like a fake eclipse type thing is happening.
It's not clear at all, but you can get a basic gist that there's aura that's definitely in lightning strikes per se that are illuminating various parts of the horizon, but the strongest light is what you presume the sun, which is directly above you, like high noon. And when nighttime occurred, it simply faded out. It didn't set, it just faded and then reappeared.
Do I get the hunch that, like, Dagny, something's also jacked up with my magic?
You're a little worse for wear, and there's a lot that's going on with you at the moment. But even still, you would reach into your own potential to try to get a feel for what you can do. And you do feel a bit of wobbliness, as if you're being abated by more than just wind and dust. And the longer that you guys are out here, the worse you start to feel.
I think the storm is affecting us. We have to find Aerithal quickly.
There was that light, faintly, when the supposed nighttime happened for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Which does give you an avenue.
Yeah,
Let's go to the light.
Yeah, definitely heading towards that way where we saw the light.
Go to the light.
Yeah, it's most likely him.
Or it's a trap.
Forward you go. And you close the distance. There is a glowing humanoid-shaped profile that's seemingly on the ground, but there seems to be something that's partially blocking the light. You get within about 30 feet before you can see a profile that strongly suggests that this is likely Aerithal, given it's not small. But there's something curious about this. You can see there's a secondary humanoid shape accompanying the first. While not glowing, you can make out a silhouette of a female wearing this metallic-clad armor, and the wind is blowing long strands of golden hair. The figure is hunched over Aerithal and is seemingly tampering with him in some way.
I'm casting Mind Sliver at her.
Back off the priest, bitch.
All right.
Oh shit.
Ping the cantrip.
So hold on.
Okay, that's not where I was expecting that to go.
Okay. Intelligence saving throw. I can do that. Ooh, she fails.
Her brain go owie.
You see this figure suddenly hunch over in searing pain, and you hear a young feminine voice scream out, "Ah, shit!"
Get away from him!
They quickly dive off into a nearby direction. There's some ruins a good 30 feet off, and you hear them squabble off to cover away from this glowing body.
Yeah, I run over towards Aerithal.
You do so. This is undoubtedly your friend Aerithal, but he's in a worse condition than any of you, and he's acquired some new scars, worse so than even you, Dagny.
Hey!
God. Nadira!
What?
Hurry!
What? Hote! I run over. I put my hands. Hopefully this doesn't fucking kill me. It's not that great, but it could be worse.
Better than none.
Aerithal, you are feeling awful. The first sensation before anything else is this deep, seething pain that's across your face and neck. As if someone is pressing a hot sword blade to your skin and perhaps cutting into it a bit. But an accompanying feeling of those wounds being closed slightly, at least the ones elsewhere in your body, would rejuvenate you enough to open your eyes. You can feel yourself have enough rejuvenation to be awake. Curiously, though, these scars that are giving you this pain don't seem to change even from cure wounds, as you are awake now.
Oh,
I reach out my arm to him. Get up, handsome. We gotta move.
He'll take your hand and, with his free hand, just kind of feel around where that searing pain is.
Yeah, you put your hand to your wounds, and there are definitely some deep cuts. You examine your hand after having made contact, and there is some blood. You also notice your hand, just like the rest of your friends that have just found you, is glowing.
Last now. Where the fuck are we?
It's a great question. We don't have an answer to it, but we gotta go.
we need to get out of this storm. You said there were some ruins nearby?
Yeah, the feminine figure had ran off to. Aerithal, what? Christ. What is your passive perception?
22.
Hi.
Yeah. That fits. So everyone would be effectively in one direction looking towards Aerithal, and Aerithal, you're looking back towards them, 180 opposition. And you hear something among the violent storm. It's the sound of metal footfalls on gravel. And it's coming distantly from behind your friends who are inspecting you for how bad your damage is. And breaking the fog, you can see two glowing yellow eyes are breaking through the source of this metallic footsteps. And it's approaching at an even pace.
Behind you!
Better safe than sorry. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Is it coming from the ruins or
No, opposite direction.
towards the ruins over there?
Move.
All right. You're heading towards the ruins.
Yes.
All right. You do so, and you help Aerithal to his feet and begin towards there. And before you can quite close the gap, you do hear a voice suddenly break over the sound of turbulent winds coming from these yellow eyes. Lady Rhea, the storm conditions are worsening at a rather rapid rate. I fear for your safety, and we should very much return to the farmstead. And calling from over the ruins you are about to approach, you hear a young feminine voice respond. Take it down! They're not friendly!
Yeah, I just kind of pushed them to run. Fuck, I can't do those. Yeah, and I'm gonna fuck it. I'm gonna use a fireball to cover our escape.
What?
Bruh.
Yeah, I know I said better safe than sorry, but this is more like this is the nuclear option.
Where are you casting the fireball towards?
We don't always have to go 0 to 100, guys.
Yeah, where's the fireball going towards, Dagny? Amazon?
Oh, sorry. If there's enough distance between them and us, I want to put it like right in the middle there.
Okay, between you and the yellow eyes that just spoke, or between you and the female that's behind the ruins?
Between us and the yellow eyes.
Okay. Desperate to have your safety to the highest precedent, you conjure up a wobbly fireball.
Oh, God.
Roll a d20 for me.
D20?
Oh,
Yes.
God.
14.
The trajectory for this fireball was rather off, and it shoots in a undesired direction and goes a good 30, 40 feet to the left before impacting. And regardless, it's still more than enough to spook the yellow-eyed figure. Oh, goodness heavens! Rhea, get to safety! And you hear these sheepish metal footsteps quickly shuffle off towards the nearest cover, which is a large rock that is in the direction for which it just came. And I presume you're heading towards the ruins still?
Yes.
You do so. And it's a larger building, allowing you some reprieve, but definitely not enough to weather the storm. You don't feel any less affected magic-wise, but off in the corner, kind of tucked away behind some fallen bricks, you would catch a glimpse at a young figure responsible for handling Erythal before you. And you get a look at her, as you can see a bit of blood coming from her eyes thanks to your mind sliver. She's rather terrified, but trying to put on a brave face all the same.
She heard the name Lady Rhea. Kind of keep that in the back of her mind as she pushes everyone desperately towards the ruins for cover.
All right. And in you go. Again, this isn't really great cover, but you're doing the best with what you got. You do see that the storm is becoming a bit more turbulent, and this Lady Rhea would eventually speak up as you all duck down. You know, you guys, it's not safe out here. Look, I'm not gonna hurt you guys. You look like you were really messed up, and that glowing does not look good. You've been out in this storm a while, haven't you?
No idea. Stay back!
Dagny.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm just saying, without an auric detoxifier, you're gonna get some really nasty stuff inside of you, and that's not gonna easily go away.
Where are we?
You're in the outskirts. Edge of the habitable zone?
outskirts?
Do you know where you are?
No.
You're from the city, aren't you?
What
Were
city?
we just thrown here all the way from the city?
Hey, you guys look a little bit lost. You got city folk that try to make it out here, and I'm telling you, it's not for everyone. Hey, look, you're not actually gonna hurt me, right? Look, I'm sorry I touched your friend. Those wounds would not close. I really tried. I didn't do that, I swear. Really.
It's okay. You can ignore our blonde friend. She gets a little trigger happy. And we're having a little bit of PTSD.
Well, after the fucking incident inside the fucking pillar, it's within good reason, Nadira.
Yes, and we don't need to be going and pulling the trigger on people who didn't do anything.
Oh, how do you know? She could be one of them.
Yes, she could be. We don't even know where we are.
Girl. Rhea. Are you of Highshire?
Hi, what?
Oh, shit. What year is it?
She,
What's the nearest city?
She kind of squints her eyes a little bit. Well, if you're looking to get back to the city, you're about as far from either as you can be. Sorry to say. You're lost, aren't you?
What year is it?
Don't really pay too much attention to that. It's been 130 something odd years post-genocide. Does that help? You guys look, you guys look really confused. If you're not gonna hurt me, I do have a place where you can calm down and get back into your right mind, as long as you're not gonna hurt me or anyone else.
Oh, shit.
You
do
said
that.
Post-genocide.
Post-genocide. What do you mean by that?
So, I think we got blasted 30 years into the future.
And just for context, around 137 is the amount of years since genocide. She's not giving exact years here, but you're at least within the right decade, per se. So it's not like you've accelerated in backwards or forwards in time just by that estimate alone, assuming what she's saying is accurate.
But we're certainly not in our own time.
Well, you don't know that. All you do know is you're far from
yeah.
home.
We are. Definitely far from home.
Alrighty.
Somewhere safe would be nice.
Yeah. Well, wait, actually, hold on. We still gotta find Cobweb.
Have you happened to see a little green goblin running around? Has confidence issues.
Well, minus the green part, that would probably be my brother, but no, I haven't. There's still someone out here?
Missing
There
an
is.
eye.
Well, I'll tell you. Do you guys have detoxifiers?
I've got no idea what that is.
What the fuck is that?
You see, she would reach into one of her satchels slowly, as to not be threatening, and she produces this strange apparatus. And you see, she applies it to the lower half of her face. It's almost like a metallic face mask of sorts that has these two cylinders on either side and has a slight arcane glow to it. It's some artifice something. And you can see as she inhales, the glowing intensifies a little bit. This will stop you from going too crazy, but I only brought one for me. So you're probably going to want to get out of this as soon as you can. We have some generators back at the farm, so it's going to be a hike.
Alrighty, girl, lead the way to the farm. Cobweb's,
Well, hold on.
Cobweb's a big boy.
Well, hold on. I'm looking for someone too. My brother is still out here, I think. I think he might have been around the Coralon farmhouse, but I don't really know for certain. He's kind of dumb. I'm just trying to find him. Have you seen him? He's like me. Got the ears, shorter hair. He's about 13.
No.
Ah, shit. Oh, Dad's gonna kill me. Okay. Okay, we could... this sucks. We look for people we can get to safety. I don't know what to do. There wasn't supposed to be a
I'll
storm
look.
like this. Okay. Sure. Let's give a quick run around. I know the base layout of here. I'm a little further out than I'm supposed to be, but we can look. And I imagine she's at this point slowly coming out from the cover, and she's showing her hands as to be as non-threatening as possible. Although she is trying to put on a brave face, and you can see she's wiping the blood from her eyes as to not look like as weak to be affected by a mind sliver. But you can tell she's young, and that definitely hurt her.
Aerithal, I know you're kind of all jacked up, but I think you should give her a hand. I'm gonna go do a perimeter search looking for the kid.
Alright, I guess I'll approach her slowly. I know everyone else checked. How does my magic feel?
Yours is around the same level of shakiness as before. There is a warmth in your chest that it's sort of like the faint warmth that you feel when you channel your clerical powers, but it's going from a soft, reassuring, soft radiance to a turbulent energy that's a bit wild. And you sort of feel that resonate with the craziness above your head as well.
Don't know if it's a good idea to cast magic here.
Then I guess we better hurry up and look.
What's his name?
Rhea is beginning to collect herself. You can see she reaches into her bag and she produces what looks like a gauze pad and begins wiping the blood. And there's a handful of what looks like berries that she quickly munches on. You can see that she winces for a little bit, and then you can see her breathing calms down a little bit before putting the rebreather-looking item back onto her face. And before that, you would hear the metallic footsteps once again as that figure closes the distance.
Lady Rhea, are you quite all right? There is a yelling commotion over here, and it is my directive to protect you first, before myself.
And this figure does round the corner, and you get a good look at them. Now, you've seen humanoid constructs before. The closest resemblance to this would be Destined, although this one is a bit more elegant, simpler, and there's most notably no evidence of a keystone inside of the chest, although this glass-like bulb that is comprising most of its head has some, looks like aura or some sort of arcane magic that is flowing within. Certainly some advanced technology.
Probably never seen anything like this before, have I?
No, none of you have.
What forged force is this? Where did you get it?
Fancy butler.
Oh, Tinkerton? He was one of the strays. We took him in. And, we try to be nice to them. But can this wait? We really have to get moving.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. And off you all would go, with Rhea leading as you are trying to look for Cobweb and Rhea's brother. And I think that's a good point to take a... what do we do, a 10 or 15 minute break? What do we want?
15's good.
All right, let's take a 15.
15's fine. I can nuke my cookie.
Cool. You can nuke your cookie. We'll reconvene
Bruh.
at 8:45.
Cool.
All right, breaky break.
Oh, hey, with that, I can actually post that.
They called the cops. They came and got it, and were like, "This thing is still alive," and just did something with it. It's the grenade has got like dents and everything on like the actual grenade part, and the handle is wore down from her using it constantly. It's insane.
I'm sure. Butter, flour, reminds me of Jesus.
Oh yeah, you saw the link.
Yeah, I did. Okay, let's go plan my vacation.
Oh yeah, actually now that I'm thinking about that too, unless for whatever reason it's postponed, we're gonna be playing D&D right before we basically go on vacation.
I know, pretty much.
Oh, now that I think about it too, like we as like people know that he's just gone forever technically. We just did not bother looking for Diza.
It's because we all know.
Like, yeah, I know we all know, but it's just like, fuck it, just she's gone now. Who cares?
Oh well, so sad. Bye, Rocco.
Bye, Rocco? Really?
Oh, dude, I love seeing those clips. It's like
I'm not sorry.
it is so funny watching just a hand puppet get so fucking annoyed at a rock.
He is so triggered by Rocco.
Too bad, so sad. Bye, Rocco. All right. Make sure I did all my surgery charts for tomorrow. Whoop.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot you actually have surgery tomorrow.
I got so many surgeries tomorrow. So many.
It's fine. Just do them all at once. It's fine.
Yeah, right. Just bang out 4 dentals and 2 soft tissue and be like, bang, 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 bang. Everybody's awake.
Yeah, but you just start doing like the wrong thing on the wrong animal.
Somebody who's had to fix that when someone did that? No.
Oh.
Absolutely not. Or you could just not fuck up and be good at your job.
Elmo has a T-Rex and a goldfish guard.
Balsamic vinegar? That's a big word for Elmo. Watch out. That it's a Nazi. Wait a minute, that's a neo. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, I have more.
Of course you do.
Oh, dude.
You're a monster.
Cyanide happiness is hilarious. Like, here's a good one.
I don't want it.
Oh, I already put it in there. Damn it. And here's a good one.
I don't know if we have any in that size. We'll check in the back. Oh, Jesus. Kevin. You're so gross.
Yeah. Oh, no, not the seaweed. I have already posted that.
Okay. 2 more. 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 2 Son, are you getting high on weapons grade uranium? No, really? Then what?
It's all staticky. Dude, I was just scrolling through Side Night Happiness today at work. This is so great.
All right. How are we looking?
Oh my god, Devin!
What we got?
No!
God damn it.
Dude.
Huh?
I love Side Night Happiness.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty good. Do we have all nerds accounted for?
Here.
Here.
Oh,
All right. Devin's supposed to shit button.
oh god, it's so fucking bright.
That's a great one.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry, I had to join. I had to. I was calling my name.
Oh my god. Okay. Jesus Christ.
Oh, there's more.
Okay, we're gonna move this shit show along.
I'm
All
good.
right.
Yep.
All right. In summary, having decided to follow the lead of Rhea and this mechanic friend, goes by the name Tinkerton, so it seems, you would follow their lead and would do a quick sweep around the local area, searching for both Cobweb as well as Rhea's brother. For all concerned, assisting in the search, roll perception.
Okay.
Yeah, it is time to use guidance.
Perception, or was it?
Perception.
Perception.
Yeah, perception.
Yeah, I am using guidance on myself.
Yeah, there we go.
Because I can. Sponsored by the number 4.
Joined by the number 4.
That's ridiculous. This is a bit of a hurried search. There's some urgency in Rhea's movement as Tinkerton would clunk along and follow. And the rest of you would follow suit. She seems to use cover quite avidly and is making great effort to keep a low profile and minimizes her presence in more open areas. Now, this could be to shield from the turbulent storm, but given that she has this apparatus that's assisting in her breathing, you think that she's intentionally trying not to be seen. She did mention that you recall that she's not technically supposed to be out here, as mentioned, so perhaps she's avoiding some other person or authority that you have yet to see. Let's see what we have here. You guys rolled pretty fucking good. You would get within some nearby ruins, scanning for any sign of familiar items or evidence of people crash landing, perhaps, but before you have any chance to further make progress, you do hear a commotion. And looking over, at the edge of your perception, you can see not one, but two humanoid shapes. And they're in close proximity with one another, moving as a group of two, and they're moving right along through the storm. But for looking for a 13-year-old and a goblin, they don't really fit the stature. These are humanoid adults, and they don't appear to have noticed you.
What direction were they walking in? Or are they just kind of standing there?
They are at a decent pace. They are moving essentially from your left to your right, off into the distant storm. They're not really making any regard to protect themselves from the storm, although from their profiles, just at a distance, you can tell that they appear to be heavily garbed. So perhaps they're prepared for something like this.
Does it seem like they are looking for somebody, or just taking a stroll?
You look closer, and you find that they're both holding something. It's an innocuous object of sorts, and they seem to be passively waving it around, almost an arm's length from their person, as if they're using it in some capacity. Almost like they are searching for something. Yeah, it's this waving of the motion as they move along. Rhea is searching in the opposite direction and has not noticed them yet.
Hey, girl. Who's that over there?
Huh? Oh, hold on. How did I miss this? Let me see. Oh, for the love of... Get down.
Who is it?
Bird. What do they want? You know what? It's definitely the storm that they want us to check out. Always sticking their nose around here. Yeah, they're city goers. They work for the higher ups. I don't really know what they do. They're just kind of a pain, stick their nose in business people along, and just let them go. I don't want to deal with them.
Who are the higher ups?
Well, either capital, really.
Capital?
Yeah, either of them. I've never been to the city, so I really don't know.
What are these capitals?
You're really not from here, or the cities, are you?
What about our questions made you think we were?
You really are stupid, aren't you?
Dagny.
Hold on.
Coming from someone who's wandering around looking like that in a storm like this?
And someone who thought it was smart enough to go wandering around in said storm.
Well, that's how we... Look,
Calm
at
down.
least I'm prepared, and I was trying to help you guys.
Dagny.
You know, I was trying to help you, but... Really, where are you guys? Nah, never mind. Look, you're making me nervous. I do try to help people, but you're making it really hard, and we do have people to find, both yours and mine. I suppose it's for a minute now, huh? Let's see. Perception checks. As for Nadira and Arathal, you are able to get some details on what these two individuals look like.
Oh, that's good.
Gosh, B-Man, what do they look like?
Did that not ping for you?
No, it just popped up. It's like some.
There we go.
It's like some New Vegas shit.
Looks like a no-go is what it looks like.
You can say they have these like dusters, trench coats of sorts, and they do have these sort of rebreather-looking apparatus that are worked into their face masks, their helmets, a lot similar to the one that Rhea has. They do have some glowing eyes as well, but there's little evidence of them being mechanical like Tinkerton. These do appear to be humanoid. And it's muffled through the storm, but you can hear some garbled talk between the two of them, but it's impossible to make out intelligent conversation from this distance. If you snuck closer, you may be able to get a better earful, but either way, they haven't noticed you, and they're continuing to move off.
It is not worth it to open that can of worms.
Nope.
Their business ain't our business.
Not right now, at least.
Yeah, well, I'd rather not start trouble with this mystery faction of higher-ups in cities we don't know.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd my spell go?
Were you intending to cast something?
It's one I haven't used yet, so I'm seeing if it even applies for what I want to do with it.
Okay.
Can I ping it and ask, is that okay to do? Because it's kind of the semantics of it are. So if I wanted to cast this, could I theoretically ask the Earth? Because it says I instantly gain knowledge of up to 3 facts. And it says prevalent peoples. Can that be who we are looking for?
Let's see. This is a 5th level spell. Holy shit. And gain knowledge of the surrounding.
It says 300 feet, but because of Spell Sniper, it's 600 feet.
Christ, okay.
I don't want to be out here.
Look what you have to do to mimic a fraction of Arethal's eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 3 miles, doubled to 6 because you're
6
on the
miles.
ground.
I didn't read.
Facts.
Yeah, 300 feet for if you're underground.
No, I didn't read.
Which is still a lot.
Okay, 3 facts. What would you like to know? You reach out and you would intertwine your fingers around some nearby weeds that are sticking up from these ruined buildings, and you can feel them resonate very strongly. It's as if a internal voice is speaking to you, but it's loud, and the words are very jagged within your own ears. There's a lot of interference coming from up ahead, or above rather, but you can make out enough intelligence to use this. So ask away.
Oh, specific questions. Where is Cobweb currently located?
Your knowledge of Cobweb would ring out, and you feel a quake within the ground travel through the roots, and all of the grass, shrubs, trees, it resonates. And it only gets so far, as there's quite a bit of interference, but you do get the sense that Cobweb is in the direction you are headed, which is... Let's see here. Let me check the map. Quite a distance. You imagine a minimum of 2 miles. It's hard to be so certain given the storm, but he is out there and he's a ways.
Okay. I kind of, without saying anything, like gesture Rhea over to me.
She cautiously approaches.
And I just grab her hand really tightly. Don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna try it. Where is Rhea's brother currently located?
Let me see. A similar feeling as this would quake out throughout the local natural forces. And this one is much closer. You can see that it is on the edge of a ridge. You can make out something of a cliffside and what looks like the profile of a seafaring ship on dry land on top of this cliff, shattered in 2 pieces.
Okay. And then 3 facts. Okay. I don't know if this qualifies. I don't know if this is going to count. Well, maybe. It could be an influence. What is the cause of this auric storm? Erratic auric storm. I don't know if this is going to work.
You can feel nature around you quiver.
It's a guess.
And recoil. There's a resonation that would permeate throughout the turbulent air, and you can feel almost automatically your attention. You stand up, and you can feel your head, your neck, automatically crane as though unseen vines are moving your head to force you to look in a direction. You look straight up.
That's not ominous at all.
Roll a D100.
Oh, fuck me,
Oh,
okay.
no.
I've never done this before.
Come on. You can do it. Roll 100.
It was almost 100%. Hey,
That was pretty
I've never
close.
gotten below a 90 in my life. Straight A kid.
This spell should have dispels after your third question. At least you think that's the way it should have gone because this is your first time casting it. But there's something that is making your hands and feet feel tingly.
What?
Oh,
Or
shit.
radiation. Whenever you cast, roll from the wild magic.
All right.
Oh, hell yeah.
3.
Turn into a pot.
Turn into a pot. Turn into a sheep. Turn into a sheep.
That's my favorite thing on that list is just you turn into a potted plant.
Okay. 93 on the nuisance magic. For the next hour, you appear
Oh.
to others to be the opposite gender.
Hey, now I can be a hot guy.
And you don't know that.
I'm hot. I'm hot as a guy. It's irrelevant what you think.
So does she like flash or anything, or do we just suddenly just snap? She's a guy.
All of a sudden a male.
Just,
everyone
holy fish
who's
paste,
watching-
it's a guy.
You see Nadira stand up stiff straight as a board looking directly up, and then you can see a sudden shift as her proportions adjust in a matter of seconds. You can see the turbulent aura around all of you begins to shock and almost zap Nadira in real time as this coalition of aura almost strikes at her in a violent manner as she's shaken a bit, and she appears a little bit different. This is now, what, Nadiro?
That's true.
It's just Nate.
Nate. Yeah, my name is Nate. Nice to meet you.
And you see, Rhea was like right next to you. She looks for a second and then,
Yeah, I don't think whatever she meant to do was supposed to do that.
Dear, are you okay?
But
oh,
Yeah. Yeah, this is cool. Could be worse.
I actually have a question. This might be kind of counterintuitive, but because she's a guy, her proportions enlarge technically.
I mean,
Like
shifted.
her clothes got to be like real tight. She's got to be.
They're not as form-fitting as they once were, but they're still functional.
Cool. All right.
You... what does it feel like?
I don't know. I just gotta know if I'm still hot.
I mean, how is it? And she kind of stances up a bit, and kind of, I don't know. She kind of bobs up and down, bends her knees up and down a little bit. Like, how's it feel?
Hey,
It feels really weird. My chest feels a lot lighter. My head feels more free. My neck doesn't hurt as much.
Oh, I'm so jealous right now.
I know. It's kind of great, actually. Anyway, that's besides the point.
you
Cobweb
you can inspect his new body later. We still got people to look.
Yeah,
No, I
okay,
will
so
not be doing
Cobweb
that.
is like 2 miles, and I point in the direction that we were headed. But I look at Rhea. Your brother is, I don't even remember how far away you said, but there was a cliff and there was a ship that was split in two. Does any of that sound familiar?
Oh, the airship, of course. Why did I think it was between that and Recursive Rock?
Okay, well, that's where he is.
All right, well, we need to go now.
Great, let's go.
Is that rock in any direction of where our friend is?
But don't worry
Or
about
the
the
ship.
rock. Yes. Well, no.
Sorry.
No. Wait. You pointed that. Okay. I know where what you just described is with your friend. I'm sorry. He's on his own.
What do you mean?
We're never gonna get out there in time. And we got these dickheads walking around. The storm's getting worse, and even I'm starting to feel tingly. I have to find my brother, and that I'm sorry, that takes precedence. You're either coming with me or you're not.
Well, stop picking the lint off your dick and start moving.
Bruh.
I'm not the one who grew a dick, but whatever. It's just semantics. Let's just move. Off you go.
I ain't mad. I found where your brother is, you little shit.
Jesus, such a stick-up edge for a teenager.
Well,
yes, you did do that, so...
Pop meat kettle. Dagny.
What's that supposed to mean?
I just grab her hand and start following Rhea.
Oh, we're going with her.
We are going with her. We're going to leave our little green monster behind for now. We can't survive in this for that long to get to where he is.
Well, yeah, well, I guess, yeah, let's just go.
All right. And off you go. About 15 minutes of travel, moving very quickly. Let's see.
Is it possible to do a short rest as we're traveling since there's not really anything happening, or no?
Well, if you want to sit down and take an hour-long rest.
Okay,
and
so
just,
then never mind.
All right. You continue, and Rhea at this point is in a full running. She seems to have foregone caution or a low profile in favor of just getting her brother and getting out of this increasingly dire conditions outside. It would not be long before she slows her pace, and there is a progressive incline. As you can see through the thick clouds, you're slowly coming up to what looks like a crest of a hill. Before it seems to step up, there's a small series of cliffs and a small stream nearby. And you can see the tree line eventually breaks. And there's downed trees up ahead. And you can see there's a profile of a large structure about 50 feet off. Get that going. Boop, beep, bop, boop, boop. And break the tree line, you would. One moment.
Fancy transition.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stuffer.
Oh, look at that. You got a fancy new token. Everybody got a fancy new token, I think.
Yo, look at the border on my fucking token.
Yeah.
Lit.
And then me and Dagny are still boring.
Well, it's gonna change soon, so...
Yeah. Oh, yay, pirate ship time. That's my shit.
Alright.
Rhea looks over her shoulder to everyone else. Alright, I'm gonna check the lower deck if you guys want to just scour around all the little side places. He likes to play on this, so honestly, he could be in any crevice. He's not the smartest, but I mean, this is one of his safe places, so we'll just have to be quick.
Well, hold on before you take off. Is there anything we should be on an eye out for?
Yeah, anything that's not us or Rosso.
It's not ominous.
Well, anything happens out here.
Dagny just starts walking forward.
All right, and Rhea does much the same where she is, heading in eastern direction with Tinkerton following suit. I'll stop you guys there. How are you approaching? Are you trying to give a thorough inspection of this, or are you trying to be stealthy? Describe your movements.
I was going to try to figure out how tall it was, and then just climb up to the top, deck up here somewhere.
Okay. The bottommost hull of the ship has been smashed, suggesting that this fell from a great height. So currently in its ruined state, it's a good, let's call it 35, 40-ish feet from the ground to around the upper level.
How recently does it look like this crash happened?
Just at a glance, you can see that there is some light moss that has taken effect on these boards here, suggesting that this crash has at least been here for some time, but not so long that the ship has been rotting, probably within the last year's worth of time.
This one's been here at least a year. It can't have been out that long, though. Must have been before the storm. I'm gonna try and look for like a very simple way in or up.
Okay. Let's take a little look-see here. You do have a crate here for which you may be able to climb the broken boards to get up onto this upper deck. It's your most immediate way forward. A more promising approach would be to go towards the half split over here, where you can conceivably get into any part of the ship that you want.
I'm gonna head for the split.
Okay.
I'm gonna do my like teleport swap thing with my I don't know, clone. I don't know what you want to call it, the little spirit thing,
Echo?
and like teleport climb up to the top.
Dad, yeah, I'm gonna stop you right there. As you march right up, you do see that there is actually light that seems to be coming from a very large metallic-looking carapace, which is right here in the center of the crash. It's not any real make you've ever seen before, but making your approach, stepping over some splintered boards and a lot of the rubble, you do generate some noise, to which you can see that this giant metallic carapace becomes animated. And you see it stand up on two legs as its faceplate shines.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Oh, shit. To do that. Should have stealthed.
You can see that it is almost as if it was in some state of rest, almost. Now that you can see that this is a very large construct, the likes of which you've yet to see before.
Oh, God.
But on that large top plate, now that it has stood up and its back is leaned towards you a little bit, you can see a rusted symbol embossed into it. Assuming you can see that.
It's that symbol again. I know that symbol.
And it is currently looking here, but it seems to be intent on doing a visual sweep around it. You have an immediate action here.
I'm gonna go ahead and
hide.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide.
All right. Roll stealth.
Oh, hell yeah.
24. Jesus.
Okay. Let's see how it does. Not quite. Everyone would definitely see there is nothing subtle about this large construct, as it takes a mighty step in this direction, and with this hammer arm just gently begins pushing at these splintered planks here. It's unclear why it's here or what it's doing, but it too seems to be looking for something. Rather curiously, you would duck for cover, taking a posture right here along the edge of the split. And one thing is curious about this Titan. Its movements aren't really as mechanical or rigid as the Shield Guardians back in Highshire. This one seems a bit more fluid, a bit more imperfect, almost organic. But it is, to be sure, a Warforged. A very, very large one.
Definitely feels. Do I see Aerithal behind me still?
Yeah. Bear in mind, there's still a very soft glow coming from each of your chests.
Aerithal!
What's up?
I kind of motion for you to just be quiet, and then I tell you to quietly come over here and to look around the corner and see what I see.
Very well, I shall attempt to be stealthy. I'll roll stealth.
Jesus.
Okay. Roll stealth.
I'm not great at it. Okay.
Today's your lucky day. Yeah.
What are you talking about? Oh, shit.
Just woke up when I stepped there. It's not really intent on anything, it's just looking. You don't think the kid woke it up, did you?
It's possible. What if that thing is his version of Rhea's bot?
I know this much. It doesn't operate like a shield guardian, it moves much more like a warforged. Look how fluid its movement is.
B-Man, can I, just from down here, I assume I can see into some of the lower deck areas from, like, the open bits?
Yes.
Could I try to check for signs of either try to see a person or signs of, well, everything's knocked over, so just trying to look for someone.
Now, this is a big mess, so it's hard to be sure. I don't see any people within this wreckage. But if you want to investigate the wreckage for signs of recently overturned stuff, like something that had moss on it that was flipped over or something like that, you're going to have to close the gap and roll investigation. But so far, this Titan seems content with continuing to almost paw at some of the mechanical-looking metallic bits that are within the wreckage.
Mechanical bits, maybe we'll be able to search.
Right.
And I guess I'll try to search this part of the, like, get on top, or, like, enter the ship.
Okay. You're stealthing your way inside to, like, kind of the collapsed first floor.
Yeah.
All right. In you go.
I have, like, done my teleport swap thing to get to, like, the top deck here.
Yes.
Am I able to see the robot?
Yeah. There's nothing subtle about it. It's a a huge creature.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna make my way quietly over to, like, this hole and kind of like I'll do my teleport swap in there so I'm not making any drop down noise.
Intelligently done, as you silently would puff your way down to the lower levels, where you can see there's at one point was some form of small congregation room, almost like a meeting room of sorts. There's some scattered papers and things that indicate that this was something for an organizational area. Although one thing is abundantly clear with the way things are scattered and tossed around, this ship has definitely been picked through more than once. If there was anything of value here, you'd think it may have been looted some time ago. At least the things that are more obvious. Rhea did mention that Rosso, and likely herself, often came here as something of a hangout spot. However, there's no immediate evidence of anybody here. At least not in this part of the ship.
I mean, I guess I'll just search around, just try to see if there's any, like, I guess, like, secret slide or like compartment, or even if there's like a hole that's being covered with like a plank of wood or something like that. That's just like leaning up.
Okay. Nadira, what are you up to?
kind of just watching from the back, to be completely honest. Looking at the glow coming from, I guess, all of our chests, I kind of want to, while everybody's dicking around by the ship, because no thank you, I kind of just want to, like, focus on the glow in my chest and, like, try to figure out what's causing it.
I see. All right. You try to hone into this glow and try to just make sense of what has happened with this energy inside of you and perhaps what you are. Why don't you give me a
I'm scared.
Religion roll with advantage.
Oh. Okay. Religion. We're just, yeah. Funny. Oh god, they look different now. Okay, click to roll with advantage. Got it. Okay, could be way worse. Has been way worse.
DC
would have been way worse.
High. You would feel within your chest this warmth. It goes a bit deeper than just something in your chest. It's as if something is a part of you spiritually. And it's this intense, turbulent radiance. Not too unlike the turbulent aura overhead, but something a bit more concentrated and more powerful. It reminds you of the radiance spilling from the seal overhead when you had opened it shortly before the Angel of Death tried to stake its own claim. You're able to surmise that this energy within you is definitely a piece of that overwhelming power. It's in you now, but you just don't know what that means just yet. You could try to use it in some way a bit more forcefully, or to manifest it, but that's more so putting it to action rather than observation. And just by concentrating on this, you do feel a bit more connected to the earth for some reason.
I want to try to dive into it.
Okay.
I don't know. Everybody's fucking around and finding out. Why not?
Make a Constitution saving throw.
That's a great question. See if I know how to. Okay. Okay. If I click this. Oh, but how does it do the... Okay, see, that's a... Oh, wait, saving?
You already rolled, yeah. Or actually, it's an ability check. Well, the base roll is a 17, and that already...
I was going to say it's a +2 no matter what.
All right, cool.
My saving throw is also a +2, so...
A success. You attempt to manifest this and figure this power that has been attributed to an analog for a god is now within your spirit, perhaps your soul.
And I explode.
So you try to manifest it very quickly, and everyone would see this.
It's never going to
actually,
for me.
I'd say Dagny sees this because she's still outside about to go in, but there's a bright light that is cast over here.
Oh god.
And
I'm sorry.
Zira, you fall to your knees as gripping pain would fall through your chest and radiates through your extremities, and that intense glowing of your skin that you had when you first woke up here returns.
Oh god, I fucked up.
But although no further harm comes to you, there's a sliver of knowledge that you do gain, and something becomes known. Let me see this.
What the fuck?
A sliver of tremendous radiant energy forms a halo surrounding your soul, pushing the limits of your body. Can manifest it in several ways. Once a day as an action, you can call upon the full unrestricted power to manifest wildly beyond control. How it manifests varies greatly.
Oh shit! This is the shit we got when we touched the power in the well.
Yeah.
That's how I get my dragon back? My ass has been thinking about that since waking up. Awesome. Okay, that was kind of worth it.
It seems like you're an amateur at this, but you do understand that there is something new within you to master, and boy, do you need to master it. Let me update this.
Oh God. This is where I now explode. It was nice knowing you.
Now, you didn't fully manifest this, of course.
I exploded.
But you are now glowing.
I'm a lantern.
If there was any semblance of stealth, this is going to put a damper on it. And
I will continue hiding in the bush.
Well, at the very least, she's off over there.
I was hiding in the bush in the first place. Now I'm just a glowing bush.
Okay. The bush glows vibrantly. Nagny, you noticed this. The bush is glowing where Nadira was.
She turned into a large torch bug.
I'm a firefly.
Yeah, at that point, I'm just going to be watching the movements of the big dude, making sure it's not heading in her direction.
You watch it, and it still seems intent on trying to scavenge whatever metallic, almost mechanical pieces are within the wreckage. And you see it takes a step here, and with that hammer arm, it begins to almost pull away at the boards, looking for anything else that it may want. You do know that two of your friends are inside of this cabin, and to the two that are in there, you do hear it.
Well, in my search of like trying to look for stuff, have I found anything? Specifically, like kid-shaped.
You may roll investigation. Arethal, you're inside of there, correct?
Yes, I am.
You may roll investigation as well.
Oh no,
I suck
dumb,
at looking
though.
for kids. Oh, we both suck at looking for kids. I guess that's a good thing.
Not the best at finding stuff. As far as aiding your search for Ria's sibling, you turn up empty here. Although
Man, my throat hurts.
a lot of the architecture here and some of the decaying parchments, but still somewhat intact, do tell the story. There seems to be something like a rudimentary map that depicts the rough shape of a few land masses and what looks like either large lakes or very small seas. It's hard to get a scale, but there's trajectories almost marking what look like routes of some kind.
I'll definitely hold on. Oh, who found it? Or is it like both of us?
You found that, Jaxthal.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to that. We're gonna pocket them. That's like the most important thing we probably could have found in relation of where the hell we are.
All right. Yeah. As for Arethal, there are similar signs of life, but nothing that's terribly of significance. But the Titan takes a few steps over here. And Arethal, you understand that with the grinding you're starting to feel here through the rubble, it's only a matter of moments before this thing starts picking into where you are. You need to move.
I think it's time to move into a new room.
Are me and Arethal on like the same floor? Or
You're in one of like the higher little levels, but it's just decay in here, so you two do have visual of each other.
okay. I cannot teleport without alerting like a lot of shit. So I'm just going to teleport swap to the back up top.
Up top, you say?
Yeah, back to where. Yeah, sure. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. You land next to a device here, metallic in origin, has these vents and has this almost brass-like shine to it. A bit worse for wear being out here for a while. A mechanical lever, and you can see that there are two large tube-like metallic structures jetting out from the back of the ship. You've never seen that on a seafaring ship before. There's definitely some arcane work to this ship that is a mystery to you. Fascinating nonetheless.
Well, should it say it was an airship? But I still know nothing about airships as much as I know about sea ships.
As this thing is getting closer, I'm trying to very stealthily back up so it doesn't catch sight of me.
Very well. Well, maintain your previous stealth roll, given your actions are quite simple, and you hug the side of the ship.
I'm looking for another room to hide in, or at least something to cover me should he reveal the room.
So, given that a lot of these walls are torn down and damaged from the crash, your only real way is up, which is over here. Or back out.
Oh wait, can I actually just exit out without making noise?
At this point, given the impending danger, it will be a new stealth roll. Given you're in a rubble-filled area.
Well, I guess I'll try to time it with the noise and go through when he makes a particularly loud one.
Very well.
Let me make a stealth check.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
18.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. And then against the wall.
Be lucky. It is none the wiser. To everyone who got out safely, you notice a high raised hammer that comes down and violently smashes into part of the cabin as it takes its steps onto the deck, crushing it as it walks.
I made a good decision.
I would like to teleport swap to get down to like this other side down here.
All right.
And then my plan is to kind of move that way, so especially since it's in the ship or on top of the ship. Try to be like go that way-ish.
Now, your echo to this point has been a little jittery, and every time you're teleporting here, you can feel that jitter increase. And you're getting to a point now where you feel like whatever affected Dira may start affecting you in due time. However,
bush.
Being able to get down here without any incidents, you're free to move.
Yeah, I was gonna like stealth it the rest of the way, not try to teleport anymore. That's more to get me up without climbing and making noise. So, I guess, yeah, I'm gonna stealth go like that way.
Okay, show me some movements.
No, stop showing me tooltips. I guess
something catches your eye as you arrive here. You can see that this tree has been felled as a result of the crash, but you can see that tucked away under the tree is a few rogue splinters, and hidden amongst it, there is something of a little strong box that does appear to be intact and closed. There could be something potentially valuable in there.
Alrighty, how big is the strong box? Like chest or like little thing I could just pop in my backpack?
It's about the size of like, I'm going to say like a toaster for lack of a better analogy. It's metal, so it's going to be heavy to pick up.
I'm going to, let's see, what do I have? What's in my backpack? What can I do?
Backpack.
I mean, I don't really have, like, anything on me, like, really. So I guess if I'm able to, like, pick it up easily, I want to, like I said, slip my pack off and stick it in it and throw my pack back on.
All right. Now, as I said, it's kind of wedged under this
yeah, like, oh, it's wedged.
It's going to take some work.
Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it then. I don't want to, like, rip it open and send it flying or whatever.
Okay.
I don't want to make noise, but I will keep a mental note of that. And sneak forward up to, like, here. And peek around to see where the big guy kind of is in relation if he's looking away from me.
He's seemingly digging into the hole here. And you do notice that Rhea has moved on her own and would move to this small hole and slips inside as if she knows where she's going. Tinkerton remains hidden in this downed bush, but he is very trained on this direction over here.
look like did it look like Rhea was kind of sneaking around, or did she kind of just walk right up into it?
She waited for an opportunity and like climbed up and like quickly dove in.
Okay.
Roguelike.
Okay, yeah, so I'm going to try to like sneak my way to at least like behind this box right here. Just as a first thing.
What's your passive?
What?
What's your passive? Perception.
Let's find out. Let's open up my thing again. Let's try to figure out where this is on the news sheet. It should be 10 plus. I've got no idea where the hell to find this thing. I've never been able to find it. Where?
Okay, so it's on skills, and next to like perception, there's the +4, and then next to the +4, there's a number. That's 14. That's your passive.
Oh, okay, 14. Yeah, so then 14.
All right. So you're able to get over just fine, given previous rolls. Is there any actions that everyone else would like to take at the moment?
Like right there.
Given that the giant Warforge is seemingly working on whatever they're working on, there's no telling when it's done and what direction it's going to go after that.
In that case, while it's distracted, I'm gonna go ahead and stealth my way just in this direction, away from it.
All right. And Aerithal?
I suppose I will use the remaining movement I have to get into tree and hide in tree branches.
All right. New round of stealth from each of you as you take your respective movements.
Nat 20, baby, let's go.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Fuck
Confident skipping, and you manage to weasel your way over without stepping on a single piece of debris, having heightened your senses from last time. You land next to Tankerton here, and you can see he is once again trained off in the northeastern direction, and your eyes naturally would follow to what he's staring at. And he does see your approach, and he does lean over and kind of points.
I do fear that we are not alone with this large fellow.
No shit.
Look there.
And look there, you would.
No shit.
Well, I'm in no condition to fight right now. Let's just find this kid and get him out of here.
You are not from here. None of you seem to be. I suspect that their presence here is aligned with yours.
Why would you say that?
Are you in danger?
Well, considering I don't know where we are, like, you don't know what Highshire is. You say there are capitals. What are the names of these capitals? Rhea doesn't really seem to know shit about shit.
There is the northern and southern capitals, at the respective pylons.
There's a symbol on the big boy there. What is that the symbol of?
The symbol of the Auroran kingdoms, the Auroran Dawn.
What?
Are we on their world?
Oh shit.
Oh, fuck
Did
yeah,
you say
boys.
Auroran Dawn?
That is correct.
Oh, I don't hear shit from this.
This is common knowledge. Are you unfamiliar?
I start approaching Tinkerton. What is common knowledge is that the Auroran Dawn attacked my city and killed my people because they were enslaved by an angel and did not think to tell us that. They were killing us.
With respect on a sensitive topic, I find that unlikely. There hasn't been conflict with the internal world since the genocide. If there is a conflict of which you speak that does hold some truth, then it would not be within apparent records.
You said you're on the outskirts.
Yes, towards the borderline of the habitable zone.
What do you know of Osora?
I'm afraid it's unfamiliar to me.
And these Auroran kingdoms, would you say they're towards the northwest?
Well, that depends on your positioning.
What is the shape of the continent? Are we near any bodies of water? Where?
In a sense, yes. However, I do not have an accurate mapping. The continents do shift quite frequently.
Shift?
Continental drift.
Are you saying we're floating?
I would say shifting, but I am not well versed in such a topic. I'm sorry. In fact, I'm having a bit of a hard time recalling anything. I think I might be malfunctioning with this aura is affecting my internal.
Oh, you don't know anything. Rhea doesn't know anything. Do you have any libraries where you're from? Any sources of knowledge, people who would know about stuff outside of these Auroran kingdoms?
Perhaps we should evade danger before evading our. I think I might be malfunctioning a little bit. This aura is huge.
I've met more capable warriors than you are. Fucking cowering in the dark instead of fighting like what you were built for.
Bruh.
You can see that these guys are keeping to the tree line, but their glowing eyes are very telling. They are spreading out a little bit. They're trained on the wreckage, specifically the large glowing behemoth that is having at it.
Oh God.
They don't appear to have spotted you, however. And as mentioned, for Erithal especially, given your elf ears, and Dagny, you would hear this too. They're calling out to each other a bit more loudly as they're spreading a bit. It seems like they too are observing the Titan, and eventually one of them would put his hand to his ear, and he would speak.
What are they saying?
Tinkerton stares and looks over to you.
These are numeric protocols for. I'm having a hard time remembering, I'm sorry, but they're doing some form of sweep, and they're speaking with someone from a distance. It seems they're looking for something.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stealth my way to the inside of the ship after Rhea.
Given your previous check, you have no issue.
Well, while all that was going on, is there any openings on this side of the ship? Because I don't think I heard anything of their conversation at all, and I have no idea. There's no idea that there's other people here.
Nope. It's far too turbulent.
Are there like portholes or something?
Now this is low enough where you can see that you can kind of crest over onto the deck here, and there's a big old opening that you can get inside.
Oh yeah, I'll hop up and then lower myself into the hole and see where I am.
You do.
Boink.
This looks like some form of old tinkering room, and you can see that there is something of a workbench that has sunken into the floor, as if the weight of it had broken the boards when it was once here. Now, for meddling children, this would be too heavy to lift out from the hole it is in, given the jagged boards, but you could try your hand at lifting this enough to access the drawers.
I'm gonna put a pin in that and like take a look around. Is there any other? Is it like a small room and that's all I can see, or is there like holes in the walls where I could see inside of other rooms?
You can see further in.
Okay.
And you can actually see across the way there is Rhea, and entering behind eventually is Dagny. But you see another figure.
Does it look like Rhea has seen it, or is there like a wall in between the two of them?
Oh no, they're definitely conversing and keeping a low profile. You got the image pinged, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I see it. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you can see them.
It is not this time to be vlog again. We need to go now.
Yeah, Rosso, I couldn't have said it better myself. What the fuck were you thinking? Look, I know that... You know what? I'm gonna save it. We gotta go. Idiot. Alright.
I have even worse news. Those city gullers you were talking about are just outside. Apparently they're looking for something.
Damn it! Of course they are! God, they're so annoying. Alright, well, I guess we're just gonna have to sit here and breathe in the dust.
Are you kidding? With that big thing outside? We're not staying here.
Well, I would rather deal with the big guy than those guys out there.
Well, there's one way of killing two birds with one stone.
Is the big guy usually here?
No, you don't really usually see big ones like that, at least not here. You find a couple of guys like that wandering around in the uninhabitable areas, but I don't know why this one's here. It's gotta be the storm, but who's to say? Fuck if I know. Weird shit's always happening. I mean, like right now.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get to the top here and look at where the two city gullers are.
Okay. Yeah, you look out to see their progression of movement. This one has only moved a little bit. This one has moved over here, and you can see the turning of their yellow glowing eyes have fallen on a glowing light over here.
Oh god.
Okay, hold on a minute.
Yeah,
what is the distance of the...
I mean, you can use the measuring tool. That guy is 85 feet away. The guy lagging behind is 50.
Ah, shit. That was a destined spell that I don't have. God damn it. I ain't got shit. Oh.
Oh, God.
And I'm gonna duck down after
Roll
I cast
D100.
it.
The magic, the wild magic.
22.
All right. You cast Shatter. It's right at home here among the storm. This one is particularly loud. It's not close enough to actually harm them, but you definitely see a jolt as this tree splinters, and there is a whole bunch of leaves that are sent in a booming outwards direction. Definitely gets the attention of all concerned, since most were not prepared for that. You rolled a 22. We're going to choose this table. You and all creatures within 30 feet of you gain vulnerability to bludgeoning damage for 1 minute.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
I'm within 30 feet. God damn it.
Okay, let's see. 30 feet. Oh, that's not how I quite wanted to swing it. All right, so that's pretty much everybody over there.
And I was thinking about moving next to Tinkerton.
I mean, does it seem like the Titan's attention has been drawn towards that direction?
What's up?
Does it seem like the Titan's attention has been drawn towards the direction?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm just marking everybody. That means you.
My bones have been brittleized.
You can feel a tense discomfort on your skin. And as you see the wailing of that hammer from the Titan, you really get uncomfortable by the thought. However, the Titan looks up and immediately stomps over to investigate.
Oh God.
These guys have some lights on them. And it seems... Oh, yeah. Cool. Roll for initiative.
Everybody, goddammit. I know there's a brand new button for that. Where the hell did it go?
Yeah, that's a good question. Where is initiative? Oh, there it is.
It's, yeah, right there.
Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, I rolled a fucking nat. God damn it.
Hey,
that's a waste of a nat 20 on
No, it's not. That's the best possible thing.
Me.
We'll get to that.
You bitch.
You bitch.
Let's see.
I can't wait for him to take one look at me and just go.
I'm glowing.
That's unfortunate.
I'm literally a beacon.
All right.
Shouldn't have been glowing, forehead.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, no, the living flashbang doesn't like other people glowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't fucking steal my move, shitheads.
Hey, that's fine. I'm just gonna...
It's been a while since I've done this. Okay.
It's pronounced shitteed.
Shitteed.
Dagny, you're at the top of the initiative. It seems though your trick was a success, although with some mild consequences. The Titan is marching towards to investigate. And it seems as though the Aurorans are all too concerned with the encroaching threat.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and, check something. Okay, sorry. Yeah, no, that's definitely more. Yeah, I'm gonna err on the side of caution. Gonna dive back into the hole and use my action to hide.
Action hide. All right. Is it a stealth roll?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead and roll stealth.
Yeah, 16.
Not bad. You take a duck and cover maneuver.
And I'll
Dexel.
say to the other two, stay down.
They both nod in unison together. They're clearly a bit frightened. But yeah, Jaxel, you're up.
Alrighty. Well, I don't technically I don't see the other two guys out that way. So, is it like a? I'm assuming it's like a clear shot to these guys, right?
Yes, so you can go get over to them.
Yeah. I guess if it looks like the robot is gonna smash Aerithal because he's right there, I would like to hold my action, and if he looks like he's turning towards him, I'm gonna blast him with Eldritch Blast when it gets to there.
Currently, with him on the warpath, it's impossible to determine, but you're ready for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of my get-out-of-jail-free cards of just teleporting away cause noise and harm to people who are near me.
Yeah. You can see that this Warforged Titan's movements are erratic. It's almost as if an animalistic rage has taken over it. And it's looking forward, and you can see through this vented face mask there is steam as though an angry exhale. And a mighty step is taken right next to you, Aerithal. Just make a dex save for me.
Okay.
Although its focus is over here.
Oh, that's a check. But my save is the same as my check. I don't have proficiency, so 16.
This is a saver suck, so you nearly dodge a giant metallic foot that quakes the ground underneath you, and it closes the gap. Let's see what it does. Oh, that's terrifying.
I don't like that at all.
Wow, that's disgusting. Rolled a 1 and a 3.
Ugh.
You see it has a giant hammer arm and a giant axe arm as well, and both come down and narrowly miss this humanoid who is definitely shaken by this. And that is its go. Nadira, you're glowing, but a distraction has presented itself, so,
Move your ass, girl!
It didn't attack Arathol. That's confusing.
Perhaps it didn't see him. You don't know.
Arathol was pretending to be a dead body in the tree.
It's very.
Arathol was just pretending to be a different kind of tree. A glowy tree.
Yeah, I guess I will try to start leaving. I don't know. I'm glowing, I don't know. Everybody's up there. Oh god, do I really want to attempt that? I feel like that's not going to go well if I try that.
Who knows?
Oh god, what do I even have for options? This feels like a mistake. I would like to try and see if I can wild shape into an earth elemental.
Okay.
I don't know how that works with magic.
Into an earth elemental you go. We're gonna roll.
So now I'm just a glowing earth elemental.
Boop, boop, boop. Let me fix your HP. That is not correct. You can see that as you transform, there's a bit of a tingliness on the rocks, and there's a shimmer to the stone that takes your form. It's a bit unusual, but you've successfully created yourself into a new form.
Okay, great. And I'm just gonna earth glide and burrow into the ground.
All right, what's your movement? What's your burrow speed of 30 feet?
Yeah. And
All right.
I want to stay underground.
All right. You're hiding under the ground.
And I don't disturb the earth I move through, so you can't tell what way I went.
Very well. That brings us to this guy. Let's see what they can do.
She has become the dirt. Or he has become the dirt.
This guy steps in and he produces a small looking shiny bead from his duster and gives it a hearty toss directly at the Warforged Titan. Let's take a look here. What kind of save is this? Come on. Aha! Yeah, it's pretty bad at these. It's a dex save. That's a failure. You see this bead hit the side of the Warforged, and there's a turbulent upturning that comes from the cracked bead, and it forms a giant force cage around this thing. And you can see that it is almost upturned around it.
That is not good for us if they find us.
It continues over here and is seemingly reconvening with his buddy to get him up after that swing and a miss. Arathol.
I presume they're busy focused on each other. V-Man, would I be able to use this feature?
Ask him wild.
Yeah.
Like using the mist, I want to try to go through essentially where I last saw Dagny, while retaining some cover.
given your ability, and they are locked in some pretty serious combat. No check needed. You're managed to get over there just fine.
Fuck yeah. Though I will ask Tinkerton, did they find him?
Tinkerton just has a bit of almost like a childlike, curious tilt of the head, and good response.
It's a safe bet.
I assume I can't really dash because the whole Mask of the Wild thing.
Is that an action to do that?
Well, attempt to hide. Isn't the hide action a action?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you took the hide action, then yeah. Actually, that would be a stealth check. But actually, I mean, considering that they are in combat, like, they're not going to notice you, like, logically speaking. So.
Okay, then if they're not going to notice me, then I'll dash to get in.
Gotcha. All right.
I think only rogues have the bonus action hide.
That brings us to Rhea and Rosso. And you see Rhea just take a elbow jab into Rosso's cut, and he kind of hunches over a little bit. Rhea gives her brother a dirty look. Idiot! See that? Could have been.
Now's not the time for bickering.
They stay quiet. That brings us to the other surveyor, who will stand up and with a firm plant into the ground here with both legs. He gives a hearty shove to the encapsulated Warforged Titan. It's going to go boop, 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 boop. And it's going to land in the downed tree there, ass over kettle, as if in a giant hamster wheel. Tinkerton does not like this. Make it roll. Boop. You're not terrible at these, right? You see a sheepish amount of movement as Tinkerton joins the others. It's kind of cluttering over a series of planks. It's unclear if he was seen or not, given the glowing eyes and his not so elegant approach. Either way, you're all within cover now. Dagny.
We need to avoid being seen by these things. It's the quickest way out of here.
Rhea cranes her neck, looking in a southern direction. We can hop the river and go around the long way. Probably.
See, the best choice.
I guess so.
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and stealth walk.
Gotcha. All right. Jaxel?
Is like this part of the ship open, or is that like just lodged into the tree that's right there?
That is mostly intact, although there's a buckling from where it hit this tree.
Okay. I was hoping there's like a hole or something.
I mean, there's a large hole here.
Yeah, but that's kind of in view.
Yep.
So, I guess...
Your best bet is maybe going out the way you came if you're looking at
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I guess I'll just do my full... No, that's not moving. Do my full movement. How far do I get with, like, climbing out of the hole and then, like, hopping down?
We'll say you're, I mean, this is basically, it's like a simple vault, so you're basically at it right now.
Okay. But would I be able to go here, or would I stop here?
Well...
Because I have, like, 5 more feet, technically.
If you're being stealthy inside of here, I think stealthy move at half movement speed, correct? Unless you're just moving regularly.
Stealth is half movement.
Okay. Yeah, so that would give you, let's see. What the fuck is your movement speed? Well, if you have normal movement speed, it'd be 15. Yeah, it's 15. Alright. The Warforged inside of this ball. You can see it violently bang against the edges of this sphere it is trapped in with this giant hammer and axe. You can see the force of this buckle, and it's very uncharacteristic of a construct. You can see it thrashing its head as if an angered tantrum. However, it's unable to escape its bindings. Nadira.
I am the dirt, and the dirt is me. I guess I'll just earth glide over to where I saw my friends.
Okay.
And just head in that direction, staying under the ground.
Very well.
We
look towards both surveyors, and you can see that they begin to be encapsulated by this smoke-like mist, and having a moment to actually dial in whatever it is they're doing, they disappear from view. Arathal, I presume you're following your friends?
Yeah. We don't know how long this thing's going to be trapped for, so we might want to make our escape quickly.
Yeah, let's just full on book it.
Rhea and Rosso, Tinkerton following suit, would catch up and take the lead as everyone would escape out of this area and away from what has been taking place.
Oh, it disappeared.
What did?
Oh, no, there's just like a little dot that said Amazon up at the top left.
Oh. You can still hear the audio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break here to use the bathroom, and then we'll get to the final little stretch of this.
Be a man. Piss your pants. Have a gallon jug underneath your desk.
I'm proud of myself right now.
Why? Because you didn't kill the kid?
No, because I had a very successful distraction tactic, and it fucking worked.
Well, I'm glad I could turn into dirt.
Good for you. I bet all that dirt is hard to get out of your ass crack.
Probably, but when you're a freaking firefly, it's either that or death.
You are the dirt man.
I'm the dirt man, because otherwise I'm
legitimately.
So, well, it is great to discover that that's the thing, but the one line that's fatal harm at the end of your turn is a little alarming. That's cool and all, but death.
That's fine. Arathal has revive or revivify, right? Just have your heart attack and then he can bring you back. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm in moderate to severe pain. Also, I don't have the spell slot for that ready.
Yeah, well, I don't think any of us are diving into our powers quite yet. I didn't know it would do that, so.
Well, considering me, hold on a second.
Oh, I remember what I was trying to Google before.
Yeah. My highest spell lot level right now is 2.
Haha, mine is 4, but I only have 1 slot.
I've got, let's see, 2nd levels, I've got 3rd levels, I got 4th levels. Yeah, so I have 1 4, all 3 of my 3s, 2 seconds, and all my firsts.
So, I have a large leap in logic.
What's up?
So my guess is either, like Kyo said, we are either on their planet or in their, I don't want to say dimension, like their plane of existence or whatever. My guess is the capitals that she mentioned are probably protected against this type of storm, and they're sent out experimenting on it, like they're taking data or something on the gas. My guess is they're pulling a War of the Worlds and have invaded our dimension or planet or whatnot, looking for an actual habitable planet, and they're just trying to take it over by force.
That's what it seems like.
And I don't know, maybe they're just taking forms of stuff that we can, I don't know, like understand kind of, and trying to like mask it as like a Wrath of God type thing with the big angel forms.
Maybe?
Like I said, it's a massive leap in logic, but it can technically be true, but it seems more like they're just like hostile takeover, so who knows?
But what I can't get past is like, what time are we in?
That's the thing I'm most worried about.
Because she's over here like 30 years post-genocide. Okay.
Like...
But we're from a world that's like... Isn't our world like 100 and something years post-genocide? Or are we the other way around?
Well, like, I know I wrote down the years in here
130. Yeah. I brought it up. He said that our realm or whatnot is like 130 something or 160 something. So
okay, well, and that's what I thought, because my character was alive before the genocide.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of leaning towards what Kyo said about we're on like their planet or their realm or whatnot.
I'm here.
It's either that or in some weird like dream state type thing, which
Meow.
about.
To clarify on the time thing, it was roughly 137 years ago was the genocide, and through being in Highshire and all that. And she said, "Oh, it's been 130 something years since genocide, so it checks out." On
130.
Oh yeah, we didn't catch the 100 part. That
you
was
said 30.
No, she was talking kind of quick. Granted, even she was being approached.
Then again, she's a kid, so she can't retain shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so alternate realm seems a lot more plausible now.
Yeah, because I don't think there was any of this going on 6 years ago or something like that, 10 years ago, max.
Well, and you would think Highshire existed in that time.
Exactly.
It wouldn't all of a sudden be like one of the biggest cities. What is that?
Unless they are like, we're like on like the opposite side of the planet or some shit.
I doubt it.
Which I don't know, just in general, because I'm new here.
Yeah. That's what we do exploring for.
Okay. All parties are accounted for?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Da-da-da-da. Okay. With the trio of Rhea, Rosso, and Tinkerton leading the way, it seems as though they are quickly intent on getting out of this storm finally, now that at least someone that you've been looking for is accounted for. And it's Rhea leading the way. She seems to be the most headstrong. Rosso is more so just playing a follow the leader sort of role and keeping his mouth shut, knowing that if he talks, he's probably going to get yelled at again for doing or saying something stupid.
For the best.
Behind him is Tinkerton, who eventually looks over his shoulder as you guys are walking, and eventually speaks up again.
Forgive the intrusion, but could you describe your home? It sounds as though you are not from here.
I mean, how could you not know what Helios is?
Well, we know what Helios is, that is granted. This is Helios. But your home, it doesn't ring any familiar tones with anything I can recall.
Highshire was one of the only cities left on Helios. It was the last bastion of humanity.
I'm afraid the only bastions of humanity is under the Auroran Dawns.
No, that's impossible.
Perhaps a simple miscommunication. Perhaps High Shire is a reference to Auroran culture for which I am simply not versed.
It is not. It is my home, our home. And your Auroran Dawn invaded it and destroyed it.
Tinkerton is a bit quiet after that. He doesn't seem much for social cues, but he understands that trying to get this information out of you is actively causing hostilities. So he more or less shuts down and mirrors what Rosso is doing and just keeps his mouth shut and keeps moving forward. Before long, you do see a silhouette of a relatively intact building, although it has been tattered by the storm, and Rhea does perk up at the sight of it. Oh, we're close now. That's a sight for sore eyes. And you look up and can see a almost interesting looking, rapidly spinning contraption that houses a small interior below it. Looking to your left and right, you can see that there is a couple others. They're in a line. It's an open field. It operates very similar to a windmill, but has a very different structure to it.
Definitely doesn't feel familiar. Like, have I seen anything or read anything of this before?
Nada.
We rest and then we go look for Cobweb. We found her brother. Now it's our turn to search.
And it would be Rhea who calls over her shoulder next. Oh, super important question for all you guys. I'm serious. Don't lie to me. How do you guys like your soup?
Hot.
Edible.
Shit, that's the only criteria. Okay. Oh, we can do that. Hot and edible. Off we go. You can see the generators coming up now.
What do these generators look like?
Good soup.
Continuing forward, you can see there is this half circle, almost like a shield that mirrors the functionality that the Spire once had, or the Pillar of Commandments once had. That veil on a much, much smaller scale and is tinted this bluish purple. You can see there is a shine from up ahead, a contraption, a strange machine. It looks like a barrel with a series of antennae that are sticking straight up and is emitting this blue power. It's creating something of a shield overhead that is holding off the effects of the storm. There's a couple of these you can see, and they all seem to be supporting this large bubble that is rapidly coming into view. And eventually, you would reach the edge of it, and Rhea kind of ducks her arms in front of her face and pushes through. Rosso and Tinkerton do much of the same, beckoning you forward, which I imagine you're moving forward to the inside of this shield.
Just sort of mirror her same movements when I do it.
That you do. I imagine everyone's following.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
To the other side you go, where you can see refuge at last. I think I need to do a filter. Well, you're no longer breathing bad air. We'll get you that hot and edible soup, I guess.
How often are those storms?
You can see Rhea is already marching on ahead. Rosso is nearby, and he kind of cocks his head. I'm sorry, what?
The storms, how often do they happen?
Every so often you get something like this. but this one's really wild. This is kind of a first. I mean, at least that I've seen. Pretty bad. Oh, are we done? Was that the only question?
When did the storm start?
Maybe like 2 hours ago.
Just kind of look to the others. Seems we haven't been out for that long then.
I got a question. How often do storms like this suddenly just block out the sun for, I don't know, maybe like a minute?
I mean, that's pretty common, so like all the time.
Alrighty, well, there's that, I guess. And I pull out another cigar since I lost my other one, and I start to light that and take a couple puffs.
You might want to ration those.
I got a bunch of cheap ones, it's fine. You want one?
No, I'm good. I feel like it'll just escape through the hole.
Let's get inside. This noise is starting to give me tendinitis.
And through all of this, as you approached, funny you mentioned the nighttime effects. That once again comes into effect here, where it does appear to be almost like midnight. The glow from the shield above does give some soft illumination, but you can look beyond that shield and see nothing but darkness and turbulent dust with violent aura overhead. And Erithal, you have a very high passive. One curious thing that you spot at the tip of this force field looking up, the aura is almost looks like fire, although the hues are blue and yellow and the occasional green. It mirrors as if someone is holding a spell in their hands and is giving off all manner of arcane incantations. Like a giant hand in the sky, unseen, is doing this. It's kind of a new concept to you. You've never seen the sky do that, let alone aura.
That's weird. No. You ever see it do anything like that, Dagny?
Okay, I feel like it's familiar. Do I remember seeing any sort of like rainbow-like aura?
Roll Arcana.
Dirty 20.
There are some accounts of aura taking in exotic shapes and patterns, but usually it's one or the other. And none are ever really reported to have violent movements. Aura is like a natural flow, like a giant glowing river within the skies above on Helios. This just seems to betray all that behavior. It is aura, but it's just so much different, as if it's being twisted about by an unseen force.
I feel pretty exhausted.
You can see that Rhea has ran ahead, and there is a adult figure that is standing on the porch leading to the front door. And Rhea had a fast pace, noticed that figure, and then bolted towards them. And you can hear a happy cry as she closes the gap. I'm okay. And there is a embrace between the two of them. In the porch light, you get a good look at the man.
She's kind of startled for a second because it somewhat eerily reminds her of her own father.
That it does. The farmhouse, the simple life, the family dynamic. There are some connections to be made, to a point.
Good morrow, sir.
He looks up and back down to Rhea, and you can see Rhea's like mouthing something. You imagine she's like, "Hey, I made friends." And you see a sigh befall the man as he also spots Rosso. And he gives you all a wave and a gesturing motion to head inside as Rhea flings that door open and heads in. And this man awaits your approach, looking over to you.
I will sort of get within 10 feet of him, sort of give a very formal bow and say, "Thank you for providing shelter for us for at least until this storm is over. You've never seen anything like it."
And neither have we. We live out here. I was worried about the two of them, but they're resourceful. I get a warm feeling in my heart knowing that the reason she was out there is to help strangers. It's how I raised her. Well, let's get you something warm to eat and perhaps a nice place to lay your head.
It'd be most kind of you, thank you.
Of course. My name is Aiden Sindala.
I'm Dagny Silverhide. And these are my compatriots. So I gestured to the rest of the group.
Aiden looks over to everyone, and you can see him give a acknowledging nod with a soft smile. And he looks over towards Tinkerton and gives a bit of a more stern nod of the head. And he gives a gesture towards Tinkerton. Off to the workshop. Protocol 24 until I come out. And Tinkerton gives a nod of his own.
Understood, Master.
And the door is open for you to enter the farmhouse.
Yep. Make my way in.
I'm not bleeding,
Yep.
so right?
Funny I mentioned Arathal. You look to your wounds, and throughout most of your body, you're fine now, although the egregious scarring on your face and neck, there's still open wounds, and there is some blood still trickling. And Dagny, as you begin to wind down a little bit, you do find that the scar on your face is also still bleeding.
Wound hasn't closed. I suspect the angel had something to do with this.
Process of elimination would say that's probably true.
Angel does
I mean-
allow healing energy to heal its wounds.
We are all still kind of glowing, right? We got that, our hands are glowing or whatever it was, or chest.
It is mostly receded. It's only present in your chest, and if you're wearing clothing, you for the most part can hide that.
Am I still glowing real bright?
You're a little bit more glowy than the others, but if you tuck your sleeves a bit, you for the most part can hide it. The soft candlelight of the farmhouse may also blend it a bit too.
Okay, great.
All right.
Given your affinity to nature, Nadira, which, by the way, on your approach, there was a reformation of your true self as the hour has passed.
Oh, thank you. I just instantly grab my boobs and go, oh, thank God.
Bruh. And speaking of that, how long does our brittle bones last?
That was a minute.
That was just a minute? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was only 1 minute. You look over and see that there is a series of small little coops or tiny houses that you would recognize are for animals. You can see a small pen is adjacent to the farmhouse itself, and there's the closest relation would be sheep, although they have these large curled horns that have an iridescent shine, that have this shine that's reflecting off of the light coming from the overshield up top. And their eyes have a certain light to them, a reflectiveness that's mirroring their horns. You can see that their wool has multiple sheens of white, silver, and gray that are all sort of waiting with one another.
Have I seen sheep that look like this variety before? Or do these look like there's no like genetic nightmares?
This is definitely a new species to you.
Shiny sheep.
I don't think this is our version of Helios, guys.
I'm starting to think you're right.
Nothing is familiar to us, yet they say we're still on Helios.
Well, for the time being, let's passively learn what we can and hope that our sudden appearance doesn't attract any of those dawns. Because if that's the case, we're putting this whole, I don't know, family group of people at great risk.
They mentioned 2 kingdoms. 1 kingdoms, north and south. Twin kings? Second king. We need to figure out which is where the second king resides. I'm supposed to have a talk with him.
We need to rest and then find Cobweb.
Yes, but after that...
And with that being said,
for us. The
Yeah.
Auroran Dawn. If they're from here, we've all seen the ethereal puppet strings their little creations have. What if they're being controlled from here?
Makes sense.
We could cut off the head of the snake.
That'd be some exorbitantly strong magic.
Maybe we can find out more about the wars where they invaded. Find out how they did it. This man must have some sort of military knowledge.
well, Rhea did say that this is the outskirts. This is just a random farm. I doubt they're going to have the information that we need.
Well, of course the child's not going to. The man might know something, though. Well, it's always worth a shot.
If anything, they can at least help us breathe out there.
Yes.
Oh, you guys were having trouble breathing?
Either way, those surveyors are going to keep looking for us. So we have to keep moving. We can't stay here forever.
No, but just long enough.
Yes.
We eat, we sleep, first light, we leave.
Yes.
Sounds like a plan then.
Let's kind of move further in, looking for wherever there's like a sitting area or a kitchen area.
Yeah, there's a main foyer area that is very homely, very well put together for a farmhouse that is seemingly in the middle of rough terrain, surrounded by trees, forests, ridges, and destroyed airships, evidently. This place is in very tip-top shape. They seem to really know what they're doing out here and how to depend on only themselves. And stepping inside, you can see the family dynamic as Rhea and Rosso are at their the front of their father, and there's some low conversation. You can see that there is some disciplinary words that are being exchanged, but also intermingled with some he thinks he's proud of his children for taking in strangers for, nothing else. So, a wag of the finger, but a pat on the back. And while this is going on, there would be a older woman that is in a large open kitchen area, who looks over her shoulder to see all of you and gives you a warm smile and beckoning over, without second thought.
She literally sees her mother in this woman's face. Just a blank look of shock and awe in her eyes.
Your expression is noticed by her, and she does have a tinge of concern, but one that is met ultimately with compassion, as she would continue to prepare what looks to be a very large bowl of soup into smaller bowls, several helpings. You can look over.
It isn't edible.
It certainly smells edible.
It's all like like the foam decorational food that you see at like IKEA.
Yeah, Rhea notices all of you and gestures over towards the kitchen. Well, there it is. Hot and edible, just like you asked.
Shouldn't be a smartass about it as she goes ahead and grabs a seat.
Hey, you guys do eat food where you're from, right?
No,
Yes.
we just go ahead and
Yes, we
shove
do.
rocks up her asses.
Dagny, I just smacked Dagny on the arm and give her an incredulous look.
Don't smack me.
I'll be kind. Take one last puff of my cigarette or cigar, put it out on my breastplate, and then put it away for relighting again.
Yeah, you do so. And the woman in the kitchen would warmly greet everyone who approaches, and she gives a greeting to you all as you are very quickly shoved with soup into your hands. It's always good to see new people out here. We don't often get them. Imagine you're travelers of some kind?
In a way, yes. She takes the bowl in her hands and very delicately takes a bite.
I have to say, you picked a very poor day to travel, but none of us are ready for this, but luckily we have the generator.
Yes, it's quite an invention. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it.
It's standard issue for most Auroran technology. We try to be independent, but we're not stupid. We take what we need and nothing more.
Fair enough.
I hate to be a bother, but do you have any bandages?
Goodness. Yes. So, wow. Let's get that addressed. Aiden has a medicinal bag. He should be able to sew you up.
Yeah, I caught something in the storm that didn't quite want to close up.
It's that sickness that you get when you're out there for too long, exposed to the aura. Here, and she has this handkerchief that she had handy that she wastes no time to clean up the wound a little bit more, almost like a concerned mother. Right. Well, bandages and soup for all of you.
Definitely wouldn't hurt to have that cut looked at, Dagny.
Suppose. Just takes another bite of soup.
That you do. And this is, you can't tell if it's just very well made soup, or you're starved, or you're negatively affected by everything that's happened to you very recently. Either way, this soup is definitely something you needed a lot more than you thought.
I think at some point she just drops the spoon and just starts slurping it from the bowl.
Oh yeah. And you can see that the woman is definitely pleased, and she gives a bit of a chuckle. Oh, where are my manners? I am Mirabelle. And you all are?
Jax.
Aerithal.
Nadira. The one slurping soup here is Dagny.
Ah, right.
I just said my name.
Right. Sorry.
we're all been a little bit shaken up given the storm. We have the Coralons here as well taking refuge. They are not fortunate enough to have a generator, so their farmhouse has been battered. I feel bad for them, but that's why we help each other.
I think you'll have to forgive us. We're from a bit outside the Auroran Kingdoms, and,
Very far away.
yeah, we don't exactly have a clear map of where we are. That's how we got lost and, was founded by your child, Rhea.
Oh, I see. Well, why don't we settle down and get some needed R&R first, and after I have some assurance that you're able to stand on your feet steady, we can go from there, and we can help you however you need. Of course, if you're willing to do a few minor chores around here to help us, we'd be all that grateful. We don't have a ton of hands here, but we do what we can. Nothing over laborious, just feeding the animals and tending to the machines.
Speaking of animals, those are some unique sheep you guys have out there. What kind are they?
Oh, those are some of the finest shimmer sheep we've been able to find recently. They make for fine cloth.
Have I ever heard of a shimmer sheep?
Same
No.
here.
Shimmer sheep. I love it. They're pretty. They're cute. I'll help take care of them.
Wonderful.
She's gonna take one, I know it.
I might.
You strike me as the kind who would have a thing for it, not to pass judgments. Well, if one of them produces an egg soon, then you're more than welcome to it.
Egg? They lay eggs.
Never been around shimmer sheep, have you?
I have been around sheep of normal sheep.
Oh, purebreds. Interesting. I haven't seen one of those in a while, but either way, we appreciate your willingness to help us.
Shimmer sheep. I just said they're like not believing that a shimmer sheep is a real thing. It just I can't wrap my brain around shiny sheep.
Like,
It's
I
Pokemon.
kind of lean over and whisper in her ear.
You're concerned about the fact that the sheep are shiny and not the fact that they lay a goddamn egg.
Shut up.
I kind of lean over to Nadira and whisper in her ear. Imagine how those horns work in battle.
Imagine
Probably
the
like
pretty
any other
clothes
brand's
that they
horns.
could make.
I mean, but we could probably have some that could be used for illusory cloth or some sort of displacement effect, maybe.
Who knows what kind of properties they could hold? Could be valuable information.
And something like that. There's definitely some sort of arcane property to it.
Yeah, the name Shimmer kind of makes me think that. Eternal rabbit hole about sheep.
I guess Jax will finish his soup, like just basically drink it just like Dagny did, and put it down, get himself up off the table, and just I'm sorry, just please excuse me.
Of course.
And he walks back out onto the porch.
You do so, and you have a space to yourself, observing the still present storm beyond the shield. Nighttime for certain.
Is there a, I don't know, like horse pen kind of thing, like another, like a barn kind of area?
Yes.
Or is it just
there
like the
is.
chicken pens?
Yeah, no, there is a very small barn.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of go to the other side of it, so like away from that, opposite of the house.
Yes.
And I'm gonna try to figure out why the hell my chest is glowing.
All right. You expose your chest and you put your hand to it. You feel both a warmth and a violent turbulence within it. It's strange. It's not just
a physical presence. It's more so something on a deeper level. All you can remember as you take this in is you felt a similar sensation when you had absorbed the radiance coming from the seal that you had opened. You'd stuck the cartographer core seal breaker in, and then it was all around you. Is there anything in particular you'd like to look into with this sensation?
Is it basically kind of like a self-discovery type of thing? I guess just kind of feel what kind of energy this is and just what it's doing in relation to like we absorbed the energy from, what was it, the seal being broken and whatnot?
Yes.
See if it's on the similar lines, just kind of reach out magically or something, I don't know.
So how I'm going to dictate this is you're essentially trying to put context clues together, trying to recall all the events that happened up until a certain point and figuring, is there any puzzle piece that you could explore that you haven't already? So with that in mind, why don't you just roll investigation as you think on this power in your chest?
Pretty cool. God damn it, that was so close to a 19. I'm stupid.
Nice number.
Yeah. I could have gotten that if I rolled a d4.
You've scarcely had the time to come up with your own conclusions about your powers even before all of this happens. You think back to the events. You reach the seal, put the seal breaker in, radiance came up that everyone talked about that was effectively an analog to a god, and now seemingly a piece of that is in you. There's so many different ways to interpret this. Perhaps discussing this with like-minded people would be in your best interest.
That's definitely not like a now conversation with everything that's happening.
Well, if you get a room to yourselves, perhaps you could.
Theoretically.
We'll come back
I guess if that's the case, I'm just going to kind of wander around the outside and just look around to see if anything can point me to what the hell is like this location and everything.
With the storm overhead beyond the shield, getting a direction is just seemingly not feasible. Occasionally you would see, for fleeting moments, partial daylight comes back out directly overhead, mind you, and then peters back out, as though the light coming from straight up is obfuscated and for a brief time is slightly visible and then goes back to being completely shrouded. You've noticed for all this time that you've been here in this storm here, with this sun being straight up past the storm, it has not moved from that spot.
Well, I think it's someone else's turn.
Okay. Aerithal, after you see Aiden Sindala wrap up on scolding / praising his children, he does have a medical bag handy in a kind of a living room area, and he does beckon you over to take a closer look at your wounds.
Aerithal approach.
There's a big center table, and just beyond it there is a large, well-at-work fireplace that is providing warmth throughout the entire room. Almost stifling, but not quite. And he's sifting through his bag, and he's just through taking a once-over from you, preparing some things you think he needs. But with you being as heightened in your senses as ever, your vision does follow to the fireplace, and there happens to be a mount just above said fireplace, and you notice a strange contraption that you've never seen before, but does look like a powerful piece of artifice. You get to blink your eyes for a few seconds, but eventually they adjust, and you see this thing mounted on their wall firsthand.
Oh, hell yeah, fucking rifle.
Wow.
Kind of like Cobweb's iron thrower, but more refined. Much more refined.
In a lot of ways, yes. You can see that the central bulb has some arcs of electricity every now and again.
What's that?
Are you pointing to the that
Yeah.
What that?
Family heirloom?
He looks up and over towards the object, and then there's a low chuckle as he responds. Luckily, I have a stock of the oils to keep it in good condition. You like it? This particular model is powered by a blue dragon horn. That's where it gets its charge from. I've had it for much as long as I've been out here. It's kept us safe more than once. Good range on it too, if you know how to hold it steady. It's a special older brand of dragon bolt rifle, but it's certainly worth its metal.
I know, friend. Used to have something a bit more crude than that.
Oh, an antique perhaps. Well,
We
if you ever need it tweaked.
We still have it. Nadira.
Deer could show it to you if you find the time to talk to her, but I'm pretty sure she's a little enamored with the shimmer sheep.
Yes.
Meh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
they are fun to watch, especially when they get into their little fits. They definitely bring up quite the light show. Now, before we go any further and you bleed on the wood, I would like to address your wounds. I'm not sure how much blood you've lost, but you're still bleeding. That's not good. Why don't you come here?
Arathal will approach then.
Aiden goes to quick work on assessing the wounds. You get the feeling that he had to learn these skills being out here and being the man of the house. And he makes short work of his assessment. And he applies some pads to try to control the bleeding, and you can see he's toying with the wound, putting some pressure on it. And the more he does this, the more it begins to furrow his brow a little bit, and he just shakes his head slightly before he puts a pause on his work and looks over to you. Mind telling me how this happened? Was this a creature? Or was this an anomaly?
Honestly, could have been an anomaly. A lot of stuff happened very quickly. It's a blur.
And you said you're not from around here, huh?
No, not really acquainted with the things around here.
Is that right? Well, if you can give me some details on how you can best remember acquiring this, I might be able to treat you, but without context, this is a bit of a stumper.
I think something attacked me.
Well, that's plain to see.
Yeah. Definitely a blade.
Was this a person with a blade?
Of a kind.
Yeah.
Do you have a make of weapon, perhaps?
Let's just say it was a dagger of homemade quality. Finely sharpened.
Huh. Well, all right. I will assume that this is something that we don't know about. Certainly hope your assailant is not around here, because this looks like quite the wound. Quite capable. Something nasty at work here. Something keeping this bleeding.
Is the rest of the family still in the room?
You can see Rhea and Rosso are off having some soup of their own. Although Ria has taken her bowl and has positioned herself at the edge of the kitchen watching you guys. She definitely has a curiosity about you, but you imagine that there's a structure the parents have in place for her not to be sticking her nose into strangers' business, at least not until the parents aren't watching.
I just kind of look at her and just kind of cock my head to the left, watching her.
You do so, and she squints a little bit at you, curiously, but
I squint back.
Shakes her head a little as she rolls her eyes, kind of.
Stick your tongue out at her. Start making faces.
I cross my eyes and stick my tongue out.
Throw another spell at her.
Oh no.
She has a mouthful of soup, and she opens her mouth and just kind of makes a noise. Before the mother in the kitchen looks over her shoulder and kind of gives a stern look.
Hope it doesn't mean I'm on borrowed time.
I'll kind of lean closer to Aiden and say, if you have some more private, we can talk. I'd rather not startle your family with certain information that we have.
His stern look doesn't waver, but he is very receptive to this, and he looks over at you and he gives a quick nod. I think I can have that arranged. As for you, son, I'm not sure I have what you need. I can pack your wound, but that's about the most of it. So, I'm gonna do just that. Might not be the most comfortable, but at least this is something to put a damper on things. What you need is some medicinal gel. And, well, I have none here. None left, at least.
How do you resupply yourself?
Local trading, coming from all around. Most of what I keep an active stock here, I grow. And what I don't grow myself, well, there's the Coralons, there's other farmsteads from further away. We have our way of being resourceful. And in the local area, you never quite know what you're going to find.
And if it's something you can't get from the local area, where do you go?
We do our best to compromise. There are trade routes that come from the capitals, but they seldom get out this far. So a lot of the stuff is secondhand.
Where's the closest capital from here?
Well, you're about as far from either as you can get. You take it you're lost.
How far would you two say we are from each?
He kind of scratches his head for a second and eventually speaks up again. Quite a ways. Here, why don't you put your hand on that aerosol? Just keep that packed. Dagny, let's take a stroll, shall we?
Yes. Get up and follow him.
He would go off to a back porch where he opens the door for you to head out first. And from this back door, you can see a lot of the crops that are out in this local field that are still within the confines of the shields. And he has his hands to his hips, and he's looking out to his crops for a while before eventually speaking up to you. Everything you see here came from hard work. Raising the family, making ends meet, feeding all mouths. And it didn't happen overnight either. We worked hard to make this happen. I'm a firm believer in that. Hard work. But I suppose it's about time you told me just how much you're jeopardizing all of this by how you're talking.
What do you know about angels?
He has this expression that intensifies. I know they're nothing but trouble.
My home is called Highshire, the last bastion of humanity in Helios.
Sweetheart, you're welcome to spend the night here. But by first light, you best get moving.
Why do you say that?
I've heard the name Highshire once or twice. And I really hope what I hear about them isn't quite true. Because if it is, I'm not really sure what I think about you.
And what is it that you've heard?
Well, given your helpful towards Rhea, given that you seem like nice people, you don't really strike me as an angel worshiper, but don't make me doubt giving you this benefit of said doubt.
Would you believe me if I told you that those of Highshire didn't know they were worshipping an angel?
I suppose those indoctrinated by the angels wouldn't know any better either.
Because it was a revelation I realized firsthand.
What kind of revelation are you talking about?
In Highshire, the High Inquisition put together a group called the Cartographer Guild. I was one of a patrol called Patrol 26. And we were sent out to search for a startographer. And my group was the one to find the first. That same startographer linked us to a special device called a cartographer core, which gave us a map of Helios. And we brought it to the city, to our home of Highshire. We were asked many questions, especially by a woman called High Inquisitor Akoda. We were given the task of finding the rest of these cartographers to make the cartographer core stronger. And that we did. We found all those that were available to us on the surface of Helios, but at great cost. The cartographer core was eventually made into a great key called a seal breaker, which we used to open the great seal that laid within our Pillar of Commandments, where our god called Zula was worshipped. But in opening that seal, we realized the great deception for us. The wolf in sheep's clothing, the one called Akodo, was actually the angel of death.
You're from this Highshire, huh?
Yes.
Sweetheart, the Auroran Dawn's known all about the Angel of Death and what it did with that kingdom out there for a long time.
And yet
We
they
didn't dare mess with it.
they attacked us without any recourse. We had no idea what we were worshipping. We thought it was a god, though it
Now
didn't
you
really
listen
directly.
here. I don't know anything about what may or may not have happened to you recently. I stay away from the capitals. I just worry about me and raising my family. Now all this nonsense you're bringing here, it seems as though my hunch was right. You are threatening everyone inside of my house. You understand that, right?
No, I'm sorry. It was not my intention to bring you into this, but we're lost and we have no idea where to go, but we need to get to one of the capitals to talk to the second king.
Well, that's gonna be a little tricky.
Why?
Well, major news travels fast, even out here. I don't think you're gonna get much of a conversation.
Why?
Second king is dead, I'm afraid.
What? How? By who? By what?
That's the real question, isn't it? Well, look at that. Looks like the storm is starting to let up a little bit anyways. I guess as quickly as it came. How long have you been lost here?
By our child's recollection about when the storm started. 2 hours, maybe more.
Well, Dagny Silverhide. Talk about good timing. Looks like the ore overhead is parting.
Get the fuck out of my house.
Why don't you take a look up there and see for yourself?
I'll get where I can see the light and look up.
You do. And as it looks like this is simply a larger break in the storm, it's soon to return. But you do have the moment here to look up. And it's very strange. Why don't you roll Arcana for this?
Right.
Kinda random, but would I be seeing
Nat
any
20,
of the...
baby, let's go!
If you're all inside, you can see this from the window.
Oh, I mean, I'm outside still.
Oh, then you can definitely see this.
Yeah.
It just turned to day, and there's a break in the storm. So, as for... Oh, Jesus Christ, 29. You've been paying attention to the way that the sky has been just strangely conjuring itself, as though there's a higher power that is dictating what the sky even looks like. You can, for a moment, see a clear blue sky with clouds, but your keen eye to it can see that this is strong illusionary manifestations. And much like water, it seems to ebb and flow, and you watch as this false sky tears. And for a moment, there is no cloud, no aura, nor illusion that is preventing you from seeing where you truly are. Your eyes start at the horizon, and you see that it doesn't curve away. It curves up. Your eyes follow this curvature of the world around you until you are looking directly overhead.
Oh.
I fucking knew it!
I don't know what this means.
We're inside Helios.
Are we in... Oh, never mind.
No.
Hollow Earth theory.
Oh.
No. The well. We fell in. We're inside Helios. How is this possible? How?
You're asking the wrong person.
Then why were those on the inside attacking those that lived on the surface? Why?
You're asking the wrong person.
Then who should I talk to then?
I don't know. Take it in while you can. Storm's gonna come back. Y'all can rest, and I want you gone, understand? Gone!
Someone
Before you
must
have any
know.
chance to contest him, he storms inside. And to everyone inside, you out of curiosity, go to inspect the sudden daytime And everyone does see the inner world you are now in. A planet-sized internal sphere with a brilliant core. A warmth that is resonating in your chest as you look at this thing. And two great pylons to the north and the south.
Dagny sort of just collapses to her knees, just looking up at this thing. And then she will close her eyes and kind of reach into her robe and kind of put her hand over her heart, just sort of feeling whatever radiance is there.
You share a kinship with this internal sun, this planet core. You felt this warmth before. You described it to yourself as omnipotence.
I want to try and channel it.
All right. Make a charisma saving throw.
Hey, atta girl.
You feel a hot burning in your chest, and you can see your veins as a light trail courses down your arm and into your hands. And you feel this power that if you even let it out just a little bit more, you feel like you're gonna start hurting yourself. But it does resonate very strongly with this site.
She just sort of, while resonating with this power and just sort of deep within herself, she asks, "Where do I go from here?"
You ask out, and just as quickly as this sight came into view, it is shrouded by the returning storm.
She'll sort of pull her cane from her belt and sort of push herself up.
You have this question rattle around in your head, and you try to think about everything that got you here. All this pressure, the cartographer core, the seal breaker, the seal itself. I feel like it's a bit too much to process all at once. I feel like you may need to sit on all of this before any of this becomes clear.
She'll just, as if she wasn't wearing the arcane bracers, she uses her cane, just hobbling inside, not making eye contact with any of her friends, and goes and finds a place to sleep.
And to everyone else that's inside, you would have been directed towards a side room that's somewhat detached from the rest of the house. And you were essentially told this is your place where you may sleep. And your meals are finished and you have some time to yourself. Mirabelle would be wrapping things up in the kitchen. And of course is the one to show you this room. And if no one is doing anything else, you'll be headed off to this room unless you're going elsewhere, and you have a chance to settle down with one another and properly reconvene with a roof over your head.
I'm going to find a nice place outside to sleep.
You did spy a nice little shrub section that was behind the small little horse barn.
And that yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Go sleep, go bed.
You settle down because you have had enough and need this time to yourself to properly assess everything. And settle down you do. Roll perception.
What? You said perception.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm good at that, hopefully. God fucking damn it.
Spoke too
What you get
soon.
for saying that?
You don't know exactly where this sound is coming from, but
Ah, shit.
you settle down and have this turbulent storm on the far side of the shield to look at, and it's a bit mesmerizing. Almost lulls you into a quick sleep, but there's a incessant noise among the wind that just keeps getting you to look up and around. The closest you can really come to describing it is the sound of metal footfalls on heliostone.
Could I... Is it like coming from all around me, you said?
Yes, yes it is.
Okay.
And you look
That
around
might be
and
from...
you don't see any exposed heliostone here, so this doesn't really make any sense. And think on it, but most you can think is, remember hearing this maybe back when you were inside the pillar.
Are we literally hearing the Praetors on the planet side?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Bruh.
Some large creature up top.
Now, to reiterate, these aren't tremendous footsteps. These are person-sized, as though someone wearing battle armor is walking along a heliostone floor. And you just feel unsettled by this sound for some reason.
I mean, it's not going to stop me from sleeping outside, so I guess... I don't know how it'd be prepared, kind of, sort of, like have that in my mind as I fall asleep.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do about it, because I haven't seen any helios down underneath here, and it doesn't look like there's any other, walking paths or anything, so...
Unable to reach any tangible conclusion, you chalk it up to just everything that you've been through up to this point, and all the more reason to get some shut-eye, right? So, that's
go crazy.
So for everyone else, you are squared away in your little room to yourself where the door does shut, and you do have some privacy.
I think from her place to sleep, like, she just kind of is sitting there, somewhat staring down at the floor, and she just says aloud, "We fell into it."
To be fair, it was into it or probably die.
We're inside Helios. Why would the interior want to fight the exterior?
Why does anybody want a bigger stomping ground?
He said the second king is dead. Is that who we killed? Did we kill him?
Don't go jumping to conclusions we don't know the answers to. But we also probably shouldn't be telling everybody down here the truth.
We couldn't find the answers here. The only way we could find answers is if we go to the kingdoms. One of the kingdoms, at least. Find information, anything we can about these invading the surface. How they're able to do it. Because it's for certain their technology is far greater than ours.
We're gonna have to be very careful. As far as they're concerned, we come from a world who worships the enemy.
An enemy we didn't know we were worshipping.
No, but they don't know any different. Just because we know our truth doesn't mean it is their truth. We can't go jumping to conclusions. We can't go starting fights. We can't go making impulsive decisions with possible bombs in our chests. We don't know anything. We have to play fair, play quiet, and play smart. But who wouldn't hate being in a world not their own?
It's like I'm back in my room again, just laid up, not being allowed to go out for any reason whatsoever.
But you're not. We're all here, minus Little Green Giant, but we have to stick together. We're all trapped. We're all stuck down here. But let's use the time we've got down here to figure out how to save our world.
I'm gonna try something.
Okay.
Dagny's,
Suicide? No.
Dagny's gonna try and reconnect with the omnipotence that's flowing through her.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And she's just gonna ask a question. See if it gives her
Legalize
an answer.
nuclear bombs.
Okay. You look inwards, this sliver of incredible power, and able to ask away.
Where's the cartographer core now?
You feel this question ring out. You're not really sure if you're conversing with something intelligent, or whatever you saw above you, or Zula, or whatever else. But think on the cartographer core and how it was connected to you, and you figure it probably isn't any different now than it has been before. There's only one way to know for certain where it might be.
I kind of pull my hand away and hold my hand out, palm up, and I try to summon the core.
You extend your hand to summon the cartographer core, and as you do so, your hand is met with yet another burning sensation, and the flash is more violent than before.
Oh no.
No.
Everyone in the room can see this plainly. You've thought that the cartographer core was indestructible up until this point.
She just sort of falls to the floor, kind of clutching it to her chest, and she starts rocking with it, and then she just starts silently weeping.
You do so. And there's something of an intelligence that's almost silently putting pieces together, and everyone does kind of feel this, as if there's a silent groupthink that's taking place. And just configure ownership here. Come on. Some knowledge comes your way. The towards the overload section and the feature that was recently discovered.
I know
Whoa,
words. I know plenty of words.
Trippy. There's pages now. You can scroll between them. Interesting. Can everyone see the overloaded in the feature?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
You got one of them antique lamps now.
Well, now we know how to identify our enemies. For they will be very known to us. No more hiding amongst the masses. They will be exposed for what they are.
Okay, well, don't go all psycho revenge on us.
Vengeance is at my very core. Do you not remember what I said at the seal when Akota revealed herself?
Yes, but still, vengeance never leads down a good path.
My mother cannot come back. I tried to wish her back. Her soul is stuck inside Akota's bones.
We all have family issues. Why are you acting like you are the only one who's lost someone?
Because I only heard about my mother dying while I was laid up in bed for all those years. I never saw her body. There was nothing of her left.
I have been alive for 280 years. Do you know the insurmountable amount of people that I have lost? My family, my friends, everyone I've ever traveled with. Do not act like you are the only one in this room struggling with this. Do not.
There was a sort of grimace on her face, but then she just, as you're saying that, she very slowly starts to just go devoid of emotion, blank stare. And she desummons the core and lays down, just sort of facing away from you.
He shunts away.
I hate to break it to you.
Wow.
I hate to break it to you. But there are a lot of us who would love to have vengeance be at the forefront of our minds, but we cannot afford that. Vengeance is how you turn into someone like Akota. You lie to your friends. You do deceitful things. All because you will get what you want out of it. But do not push those away who are looking to help you in your little mission. It will get you nowhere.
You just see her curl tighter to herself, and you just see her shoulders shaking. You hear her quietly sobbing.
Just think of your mother's face the next time you decide vengeance is a good option. Because is that what she would want from you? For you. And then I walk away and go find somewhere to sleep.
Easily done. There's a loft where you can be to yourself.
B-Man.
Yes.
There's a window in the room, correct?
Yes.
Garthal's just gonna meditate there, both feeling the connection to, well, Helios and Zula. He still has his ability to channel the divine.
Yes, that is still very much present within you.
So then Zula was not Akota. Pretending. Guess there's some comfort in that, but I don't
There
know.
are some inconsistencies in your beliefs. Given the power that you had, being a cleric of Zula all this time was very much real. There was nothing deceptive about it. But where the line from Zula ends and Nakota begins is very blurred, and is something you may have to figure out for yourself.
At least that means, well, Zula definitely was at least the planet, or at least a deity. Now, there's a possibility of bleeding to death from a wound that won't close. That's fun.
Yay, hemorrhage.
Dude, I must have been bleeding for a while now. Am I feeling any sort of effects from that?
You're a little lightheaded, but given everything else you're feeling, you didn't really, feel it until now. You could definitely go for some fluids. Maybe some extra soup. Maybe take a swig of the water skin. You need something in you.
Well, it's a good thing I have another ration.
Hey, we just gotta find you another living human and just human blood transfusion, like Mad Max style.
Perfect, yeah. Is there any other actions from the party?
No, I'm good sleeping outside.
Living that rough life.
Hey, man.
All right.
With the shimmer sheep.
Jax
of this
doesn't do good with family.
Whirlwind of your world being turned on its head. After all that you have survived and continue to survive even still, long last you finally sleep and take a long rest.
Okay, now it's a fun button.
And with that, we end this session.
Oh my god.
That slapped. It was so good.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to post this in general.
Bruh, 5 hit dice. I got my bones hurt. Oh, yeah, that's right. I wanted to see that. I want to figure out what my character silhouette is.
There was, God. You remember the last one I made?
Yeah.
At the start of Act 2? So that took, on the conservative estimate, 3, maybe 4 days to make. This one took roughly 2 months.
I was about to say, yeah, like a month.
Wow.
Constant, hard work.
It shows, though. It came out so good.
This is the reason why it took this long to debut Act 3. I probably put more work into that cinematic than the actual campaign itself. I wish I was kidding.
Hey, man, that's the life of a DM. You hyper fixate on one thing and realize that, oh, I should have been planning for next week.
Dude, stop. Oh my god, you don't even know. You don't even, well, you do know. You do know, but fuck.
Oh yeah, I do know.
On this scale.
I still have battle
man,
maps to draw.
It's like fucking crack cocaine. Oh my god. Yeah, feel free to watch that through a couple times because there's a lot of fucking details in there that are extremely telling.
I'm not making fun of you or anything.
Oh no.
But I love the fact that when the door opens, it's like it's gonna sound mean, but it's just generic fire GIF.
When you're talking about
the Praetor.
It was so hard to find an effect that fit that. It's like a red mist. It's like the aura that because if you went around for Act 1 when that thing's stomping around, it had this red aura to it. So I had to find something that was suitable in comparison. Yeah, but like this red shifted mist. I was like, it's
as close as you can get because it's technically I don't want to say cartoon, but